All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? I'm not late, bastards. I'm not late. Anyway, hello. How's it going? We're back. And we're doing Metal Gear today. We are starting for the first time ever. There definitely was never a... Wow, that one exploded. There was never another one of these that started like a couple months ago that got put on pause. Never. We're starting Metal Gear. 100%ing. For the first time. Definitely. Hello, Lego, Mickle, Melty, Sepper. Yes, Happy New Year and all that. Hello, Reddit Nation. I have like a solid A tier shitpost cooked up for Twitter for New Year's. But like I have the image and the image is very good, but I don't know how to caption it. I don't know what text to put in the tweet is the problem. So if I can't come up with anything by the end of the day, it might just be a missed opportunity. But anyway, hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, my camera looks fine. Before I switched over, I was like, I need to know. Metal Gear 2 video went up today. I am officially 3 games down on the Metal Gear franchise. And so, I now have that wiggle room that I've been waiting for to actually start this and do this properly. Whoa. Okay. Hold on now. Armored Core wallpaper. Say hello. I forgot that this game is loud as shit and that the solution last time was just turn down all of the desktop audio on OBS and turn down my headphones. Let's see. How's that? How do we feel about that, chat? Too loud? Too quiet? Just right? A little loud? Okay. It also runs in full screen, so anytime I need to mess with it. You said a little loud? So I'll go with that. Hold on. Hold on. How's that? How does that sound? I wish that there was just audio in the game. It would make this, or audio settings in the game. It would make this a lot easier, but 80s game and all that. Still too loud? Like a degree less. Oh, I turned it up that time, not the time before. All right, here is 1 decibel quieter. We are at negative 22.5 decibels on the volume. That's good. All right, I'll take your word for it. I'm assuming next video is Ace Combat 0. I have no comment on the matter at this time. Official statement. New Year's is so fun because you have a fun little time with family and stuff. But also, I have never been more hungover. Is that true? Did you get the drunkest you've ever gotten on New Year's 2024? Would that be 2024 New Year's? Is that what we call it? I forgot that the music goes kind of hard in Metal Gear 1. My ears are being assaulted. Do you guys expect me to read all this? I hope you're not expecting me to read all of it. Maybe all of it? There's a lot of it. Like, I'm gonna be burning through water if I have to read all of it. This is Big Boss. Operation Intrude N313. Infiltrate the enemy's base, Outer Heaven, and destroy the ultimate weapon, Metal Gear. Where's the button? There it is. Let's go over the details first. Make contact with Gray Fox and find the location of the ultimate weapon, Metal Gear. Let's use frequency 120.85 for all communications from now on. Over. Thank you. Don't have the reading level for this, so I'm afraid so. Don't expect any... Okay, hold on. I gotta... Buttons. There. Okay? That's my punch button. I just did Metal Gear 2 last week, and the buttons were different. So now I'm gonna have to re-pick up this one. Weapon select is on S. Transceiver is on D. Aha. Equipment select is on A. I now know what this bandana is, and we are not going to touch it. Sure, I have already completed the game. Apparently, this is a Metal Gear tradition, this bandana. I just didn't know about it before. In that previous stream that definitely never happened, where I did a day one of this already, like 2 months ago, theoretically, I opened my equipment and I was like, what is this? Why do I have a bandana now? This was never here before. It's an infinite ammo reward item for having cleared the game. So I'm not gonna touch it. I massively underestimated how much alcohol was in champagne. Yeah, I could see that. Sorry, I probably shouldn't be smoking right now. If there's some funny translations like Iron Cog. Hold on. This is Big Boss. The mission is infiltration. Is the volume fine for you guys? I'm just double checking because the volume is not fine for me. Make sure that the enemy does not discover your whereabouts. Over. Thank you. The text is an absolute barrage on my ears. Like, the music, great volume. This is perfect volume. But as soon as that text scrolling starts, bro, it's over. My ears are destroyed. I can't punch the wall to distract them. It's fine. I can readjust to not having all the fancy stuff that I just had this last week. Stealth-wise, that is. I'm trying to sneak around, but the clap of my ass cheeks. Even not having played Metal Gear, that's one of those shit posts that I love. I also, I've seen the one of you know that viral like beer chug video where he like makes weird animal sounds at the camera, and it's a dude with like a mullet, right? And he's going like, and he like licks the whole way up the beer bottle, and then he pops the cap off with his teeth, and he like tornadoes it. You know that video? Someone in chat will know the one I'm talking about. At least one person knows. Oh man. The controls have like... I never noticed when I played it the first time, but going back from playing the second game, oh, badass. The controls are not very smooth. I have a pistol with no bullets, and X is my shoot. No, thank you. I'll take the mine. No one has a clue. Man, someone knows. But there's one of those where they fully reanimated it. And it's Snake from like Metal Gear Solid. And they just redid the entire video with sound effects from the game. And that's of just one of those that I haven't even played Metal Gear Solid. But I saw that and I was like, that is a high quality shitpost. We're fine. Haha. I got this. I'm back to it. My Twitter was filled with edits of that video like a month ago. Yes, thank you. And one of them was Solid Snake just chugging a beer. But it was all Metal Gear Solid sound effects. It even had him like cycling through the inventory to get to the beer and stuff. It was great. Played the NES version of Metal Gear 1. I don't know a ton about the NES version. I like to do spin-offs and stuff, but NES Metal Gear, like, for a lot of it is the same game to my understanding, but then a lot of it is also just really different. Like, I know that you don't even directly fight Metal Gear in the NES version of the game, and apparently it's like a supercomputer for the final boss or something. Okay, 3 is my max. You start in a jungle? Oh yeah, I've seen that too. That you start outside before you enter instead of him like swimming in. All right, key card 1. Let me just hit the truck before I leave. Ooh, this item that I will never use. Binoculars. I don't get the binoculars. I really don't. They were back in the second game and I was still just like, why? Because I can use them to look into the next... Oh, I guess... Okay. Okay, here maybe it's not so bad because I can see the guards in the next room. In the second game, you have the radar, so I don't know why they came back in that game, but... Here, maybe. Just to look at the next room to make sure that you don't like enter and you're in someone's line of sight. I can't see Snake being anything but gay. I haven't watched it because I know that it's going to be so spoiler filled for me at this point, having only played like the 8-bit Metal Gear games so far. But in my YouTube recommended the other day, there was a video that was titled something like 486 separate instances of someone being gay in the Metal Gear Solid franchise. And the video was like 2 hours long or something. And it is genuinely, to my understanding, not having clicked on it at least, just a compilation of 2 hours of characters in the Metal Gear games being gay. Which, those are the moments where you're like, yep, I love the internet. Oh wait, hold on. When... I'm out. Oh my god, they're still chasing me. Leave me alone. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Oh Jesus, I might have to fight my way out of this. Which is gonna go very poorly. Will they follow me in here? There's a ration in here. Come on. I forgot how hard the music goes, man. Oh, here we go. Oh my god. I don't have bullets. I'm screwed. It's over. It's over. Wait, why do I not have my rations equipped? I can handle this. Hold on. There's also, this is... Item farming is a thing. We're not screwed. Survival instinct. Here we go. I was ready to give up, but I have a plan. I can beat the shit out of all of them. You see? I had it under control the entire time. All according to plan. I saw a video like that and it was more funny the longer it went on. I feel like with each clip, it would progressively get funnier because you would kind of just throughout the video be like, oh my god, everyone in Metal Gear Solid is gay. And the realization would hit you more and more the longer you watch. Someday I'll be able to sit down and watch all 2 hours. Oh, that's a Metal Gear 1 thing that I forgot about. That's really annoying. Is that all of the codec calls like that are room specific. So even if you've gotten the call already for like a story moment, you're going to get that call every single time you re-enter that room. Okay, it's not a full alert, thank God. Can I? Oh, badass. We're in. Gas mask. I'm sleepy. Oh, sorry. Earlier when was it Tass that brought up like any funny translations? There, from what I've been told and from what little I've seen, Metal Gear, like the original MSX release, is super poorly translated. Like, so poorly translated. This is the version that they sell for like $5 on GOG today, where it runs natively on like Windows instead of needing to emulate like an old MSX computer and stuff. And I think they redid the translation in like 2006 or something, whenever they made this to run on Windows properly and re-released it. So the translation is not amazing in this version. Like, I remember there being a couple of weird spots, but it's not like a super funny, terrible localization either. It's mostly fine. Like, the dialogue still can feel off, but like it's fine. It almost, the dialogue kind of feels like they did like a direct translation instead of going through and, oh my god, I tried properly like rewriting things to be generally the same, but to just feel more natural in English, which is standard. Like, that's normally what you'd do. Is it would be kind, like, you'd get the exact same point across and info across, but you'd redo it a little bit so that it feels natural. This almost feels like they just directly were like, this is what they say in Japanese, this is what they say here. My favorite tidbit about Metal Gear is that I'm pretty sure David Hayter ships Snake and Otacon in Metal Gear Solid. This is Big Boss. Watch out for the surveillance cameras. Over. Thank you. I'll do that. Okay, check this out. I'm smart. I know what to do. We slip in here. Actually, I might want to go this way. Oh, shit. I still have no bullets. Like, I'm still in serious danger. Ah, shit. Of gunfights, because all I can do is box my way out. Which has been working for me so far. See? That's totally the real Big Boss. That is. That's him. Big Boss. What does David hate? I just heard like a weird little trivia thing about Metal Gear Solid. PS1 Solid. I feel like a lot of people will be on the same page, but because there's just Metal Gear and then Metal Gear Solid. Anyway. Apparently in the original PS1 release of Metal Gear Solid, David Hayter is the only voice actor in the entire game that got credited with his actual name. And every other voice actor got credited with like random stage names. And apparently it was something to do with like the acting guild guidelines around acting in games weren't clear at the time. Because what year was Metal Gear Solid? Someone in chat help me out. But like in the late 90s, that was genuinely the very beginning of like full video game voice acting being like a normal thing. That's it. He's saved. So apparently the Actors Guild just like didn't really have a clear approach to that figured out yet. So everyone who acted in the game just got put under like random stage names. Except for David Hayter, who weirdly was under his actual name. I don't know why he was allowed to, but it was weird. This is Big Boss. I forgot to tell you, you'll need a gas mask for the gas room. Schneider, the leader of the resistance, should be able to tell you where to get a gas mask. Over. See, this is why as much as I enjoyed this game, thank you, Ryu, for the sub, by the way. When I did the review of it, I was like, man, this game has so much jank to it. It's how he's like, yeah, Kyle Schneider will tell you where to get one. And it's like, okay, boss, what's his frequency? I don't know, like, what's his number, essentially? I don't know how to call him. I have no way to contact this Kyle Schneider you speak of. I could probably Google it, actually. Hold on. Just for this, I never did this before when I played the game. Actually, could I just get maybe like a cheat sheet of all of them? Is that a thing? Because that would be nice. Call me crazy. Like I've done the whole, you know, play through blind and write them down in a notepad on my phone thing. Been there, done that. This time, is there just maybe like a cheat sheet with all of them? Perhaps. Just guess the number. I'm not guessing the number. Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure they were in the manual. Oh, were they? Wait, does GOG have the manual? Like, hold on. Let me check the GOG app real quick in that case. Is the manual, like, in here? Extras, maybe? No. No manual? No manual. Hold on, maybe? Read more? No, this is like the store page. Okay, yeah. The GOG version just comes with not the manual, clearly. I have a good feeling about 426.9. Can you... How far? Oh, no, it's only within 120. Everything that I'm trying to look up is just giving me Metal Gear Solid. Ah! Here we go. I got it. I got it. Kyle Schneider is on 120.79. Yeah, they might have been in the manual, actually, now that you say that. That wouldn't shock me. That was a pretty common way to do things back then. Hello? This is Resistance Leader Schneider. The gas mask is on the first floor to the south. Over. I already found it. I just wanted to see... Having another go at this? I don't know what you mean. We've never done this before. Never once. Hello, Tom. Tom, do you think that Metal Gear is a Metroidvania? See, chat, if you don't know the lore, me and Tom have tried to debate about what is and isn't. Not even really debate, but try to get a solid... like idea, try to come to a collective answer on like what even qualifies Metroidvania necessarily. There's no like clear rules. It's kind of just one of those you know it when you play it genres. It's a pain in the ass to try to be like, is this Metroidvania? I don't know. It's just an abstract concept at this point. Exactly. Thanks for saving me. The Foxhound member that infiltrated this base a few days ago is unharmed. They captured him. All right, thanks, B. Now, is this guy... He could drop rations, I think. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case. If I beat the shit out of him. We can! Well, I got my answer pretty quick. I was like, I know that they drop ammo in the first game, but could they drop rations? They 100% can. Give me those. Plastic explosives will come in handy. I feel like the Metal Gear games, at least these old 8-bit ones, might benefit from replays. What is that? Oh, giant roly pin. It's instant death, by the way. Aren't Metroidvania side-scrollers? They are traditionally, yeah. But even then, it's like, some genres are defined by, like, perspectives in that way, and some aren't. And I don't know if Metroidvania is? Because, yeah, like, Metroid Prime breaks it, and obviously, like, Metroid Prime, it's just Super Metroid, but in first person, effectively. So, like, it's weird. Because for a long time back in the day, with another kind of, like, abstract and hard to nail down genre, one that I'm much more well-versed in, though, and can try, or at least I can make a better attempt at defining rules and stuff for it than I can with others like it. Survival horror, right? It's kind of my shtick. I'm a big survival horror purist, for those that don't know. For a long time, there was a lot of people saying, like, a survival horror game has to have fixed camera angles to be survival horror. Like, fixed camera and tank controls is a necessity for survival horror. I think that debate kind of came around with, like, RE4. If I'm not mistaken, I think RE4, the original one, was the one that was really, like, for the record, it's not survival horror, but that was the game that everyone was kind of like, is it? And I think that's where people started saying, like, it has to have fixed camera angles. I could be wrong, but I think that's when that came about. How many plastic explosives can I carry right now? Not more than 5. I found out recently that one of my childhood favorites was a FromSoft game, 3D Dot Game Heroes. What? 3D Dot Game Heroes. Hold on, is this a level 2 door? Sure as shit is. Ooh. Hello. RC missile. We take those. We certainly take those. Oh, that camera might see me. I don't... Okay, it doesn't go up all the way. You... Is this the gas room? I don't think I've ever properly played... Oh, yeah, Immersive Sim is one of those that's, like, super hard to nail down. I feel like Immersive Sim is a good one for, like, the camera angle or, like, perspective thing. Because... almost every immersive sim is in first person. But sometimes they aren't. Like, every once in a while, they aren't. Or maybe they do like a modern Deus Ex thing, like the Square Enix Deus Ex games, the Adam Jensen games, where it's kind of like first person half the time and third person the other half the time. You said this to bait me. Okay, the emoji, oh, you had me for a second. You absolutely, for a moment there, oh. He was baiting me. Have I ranted about that before? I might have. Because there was one day that I came across people saying that Breath of the Wild was an immersive sim. And I was like, oh my God. I hate gaming Twitter so much. I hate them so much. I cannot express. Oh, this is level 2. Where's my ration? Shit. Oh, you guys, your bullets go further than mine. Ah, okay. Bah, bah, bah. Oh, son of a bitch. That bullet hit him. Shit. Aha! Worth it. Suppressor is worth it. It does meet the definition of ImSim. What I imagine what I've heard is wrong. Breath of the Wild has a lot of ImSim stuff, but there are things about it that I'm like, there are things about it that contrast what I typically think when I think immersive sim as well. So I'm in the boat of it's not. What keeps it from being ImSim? I'm trying to word it in a coherent way. Like, I can think of it clearly. I can word it, but I have to try to turn it into one good statement. It's mostly its progression for me. Like, Breath of the Wild just kind of starts you with, like, here's a gigantic sandbox. You get every tool that you will have in the first, like, 30 minutes to an hour, depending who you are, how quickly you go through that tutorial. And then you play for, like, I mean, if you're like me or Tom, like 200 hours with that exact tool set and nothing really varies. And you're kind of just going around doing, I'm saying it, the same thing over and over again. I was like, do I self-censor? Ah, bitches. Oh, wait, I already have mines. Oh, I was just down here to check the door. Shit. ImSim is maybe the most abstract that I can think of. Why? I mean, it was good to bring it up for example, but now I'm like, oh god, we're trying to nail down ImSim again. Oh, I've made a mistake. Was there even another door down here that was locked? Oh, shit. Where was the ammo? Oh, I think I remember where the ammo was. Remember that one Korok seed and that other Korok seed? Yes, they're very different. I know. So all 900 of them are totally unique to one another. It's true. Oh, hold on. System Shock is an ImSim. BioShock is an ImSim. BioShock, actually, nowadays, I'm still, for the record, I'm in the boat of BioShock is an ImSim. However, I should at least throw it out there that BioShock, like, as of the last couple years, there has been a lot of discussion about, like, is it really, though? Because BioShock, it does mess with some stuff. I'm still in the boat of saying it is, but there's a lot of good points to be made to say that that BioShock isn't as well, that people have started to bring up a lot more. It's actually one of the more interesting ones. I don't know the game well enough to question it fully. BioShock is like diet System Shock. So like it has all like the little core fundamental bits there that are just carried over from System Shock, but it also removed a lot. And System Shock was not the foundation, but it was like System Shock is like the Doom of the ImSim genre, whereas like what's it called, why can I not think of it, Ultima Underworld is the like Wolfenstein 3D if we compare it to like FPS games. Like Ultima on Underworld kind of did all the immersive sim stuff first, but then like System Shock came around and kind of just did it all better, like right after. and established a lot more of the core stuff that would go on to be like what you expect. Lame it out. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. So they're like the Wolfenstein and the Doom. But yeah, it's kind of like BioShock is Diet System Shock, so it has a lot of the foundational stuff, but just a lot of it is also gone, so it gets kind of muddy. BioShock is the boom shoot to System Shock's tactical shooter. Yeah. System Shock 2, well, even then, System Shock 1 and 2 are such different games. System Shock 1 almost feels like you're playing a tactical shooter a lot of the time. System Shock 2 feels more survival horror than anything else in terms of like the actual feel of the game, or sorry, like the experience of the game. You would be like, it would be hard to blame someone for playing System Shock 2 not knowing going in that it is ImSim, and they might call it survival horror, and you'd kind of be like, yeah, I can see where you got that. I can definitely see that. Like, it's not, but I can see where it comes from. The System Shock, and then BioShock is very, very action heavy, like by comparison, where it is a lot more running around. How do you not see me? And shooting things. And it's a lot more linear than the System Shock games as well. There's a lot less like exploration and like sequence breaking and stuff like that in BioShock. Sequence breaking. Breath of the Wild is missing the sequence breaking. Was your system shocked? Yeah, Tom, genuinely, I recommended System Shock 2 to him because I'm like, I recommend it to everyone, to be fair. It's one of my favorite games ever. No one's played it. You can pick it up for like $2 whenever it's on sale, if not less. Oh, here we go. This is Big Boss. I forgot to tell you, in order to turn off the juice, you'll have to destroy the electrical power panel. You need an RC missile. Schneider, the leader of the resistance, should be able to tell you where to get one. Over. Thankfully for me, I got one. Oops. Stop calling me. I got this. Oh, that's the grenade launcher. My bad. Too many backtrack? There's a lot of backtrack. I feel like Metal Gear 1 backtrack is not terrible. Not to spoil the Metal Gear 2 video for people who haven't watched it yet. Metal Gear 2 has too much backtrack. Too much. Way too much. In the video, I say something to the extent of like, I don't really want to know how much of my playtime was spent just like running back and forth in areas I've already been through. But if I had to estimate, it's at least 2 hours of my playthrough was just like kind of empty space walking back and forth between areas. It was a lot. I feel pretty good about the 2 hour rough estimate. Diane from the Resistance will provide support on frequency 120.33. Diane should have a lot of information about the enemy. But hello, Tech Noir. Just watch Metal Gear 2 video. Did you like it? You didn't say you liked it, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Implies the existence of a little boss. Maybe we were the little boss all along. This is Steve. Diane. If I know Diane, she's gone shopping and won't have come back yet. All right. Thank you, Steve. I actually forgot about that bit. I don't know if I ever actually got into contact with Diane during my like review playthrough of this game. I remember I tried to call her a few times throughout the game, and I kind of just always got that thing from Steve where he was like, yeah, she's out shopping. Maybe she'll be around later. What if she's not even there? What if that's the twist? He didn't see anything. I love the tunnel vision in this game sometimes. Oh wait, I have a suppressor now. Although I don't have a lot of bullets. I still only got one star. Can I go in here? Oh, now we're cooking. Oh, now we're in the money. We are gaming. Cardboard box time. This is the best item in the game. In every game that has it, this is the best item. I can't get enough of the cardboard box. Ah, shit, they saw me move. Okay. I messed up. Whew. So every game? So far for me, every game. Yeah. I don't know if they ever have a game without the box, but at least so far, yes. Oh man. There's a lot of floors. I like to go bottom up. So basement it is. Got so hyped when I saw the box. Oh. There's dogs down here. Okay. The box is the Moonlight Greatsword of Metal Gear. The comparison saying that it is what's it called? The Moonlight Greatsword is really funny to me. Comparing the cardboard box to the Greatsword. Those dogs are really threatening. They are. They're Dobermans, clearly. Okay. Like, I know that there's secrets down there. I know that I can get through the walls, but for sake of authenticity? Question mark? Immersion. For sake of immersion, I'm not going to sequence break it by going to the secrets early. I'm gonna wait until they're tutorialized the way they normally would be. Even though I'm well aware of them. Combat chihuahuas. See, now why did you have to call them chihuahuas? Are any of you guys gonna drop me ammo? Nope. Okay. What's really nice about this arm, having the new arm instead of using that shitty ass mic stand that I was before, is that I can now play keyboard games without worrying about my loud ass keyboard switches just drowning out the audio the entire time and being obnoxious. It makes this much better, for sure. Like, you might still hear it. It won't be anywhere near as loud if you do still hear it. Have I played Super Metroid? Not yet. I'm kind of saving Metroid at this point for a review series down the road. Because I'm like, I've only played 2 of them. I could get away with saying I've never played any of them to that extent. Oh, now we're in the money. That member of Foxhound, Gray Fox, he's being held in a secret cell. Thank you. I love how they just give you like the tiniest bit of info and then they just stop talking. Do be clacking. Ah, shit. Are you saying that you do hear it? Still? I could probably mess with my noise suppression for it, but then it's just gonna make everything sound worse. I'd rather not. Thanks for helping me. The only way to get close to the secret cell is to get caught I can hear it if I'm really trying to hear it. I'll take it. And for today, oh yeah, my new pop filter for the new shock mount that I have now. If you haven't been around and I've been complaining about it, my old pop filter doesn't mount on the new shock mount. Someone yesterday said duct tape can fix anything, but I already ordered a new one on Amazon. It was supposed to get here yesterday and it just didn't. And now it says it's gonna get here today. So I don't know what to believe. Hold on. Does it still say it's gonna be here today, or did it maybe? Yeah, it still says it'll be here by 8 p.m. So we'll see. But there might be, although people in streams have been saying they haven't been hearing anything. But I know in the Metal Gear 2 voiceover, there were some, what's the term? I can never think of the term off the top of my head. It's literally on plosives. They're plosive. It's a weird word. It's a very oddly specific word. I'm an audio nerd and I can't even remember it sometimes. So yeah, if you hear any plosives, then the pop filter will be here any day. Puh, exactly. It's bad. It was really bad in the Metal Gear video, in the Metal Gear 2 video. I was frustrated by it, but c'est la vie. Infiltration accomplished. Find the cell where they're holding Gray Fox. Check the walls over. The double exclamation mark is the best part for me. Wow. Right away. That didn't take long at all. Made it, rookie. I'm Gray Fox. Metal Gear is the ultimate weapon. An all-terrain, nuclear-equipped walking battle tank. It's a mech. We can call it what it is. It is a mech. When it's finished, a nuclear strike can be launched from anywhere on the planet. We must do everything we can to destroy it before it's completed. There's only one way to destroy Metal Gear. And the only person that knows how to do that is Metal Gear's developer, Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar. God, this is an assault on my ears every time. And he's being held prisoner somewhere inside this building. Find Dr. Madnar. I recorded about 80 hours of GTA 5 footage and a full playthrough of Astro's Playroom for a Platinum Trophy video. And the audio tracks didn't record right. So my mic and game audio's on the same track. That might be fine, right? Maybe? I don't know. What specifically are you trying to do that this is a problem? They did take everything. All right. I'll just hobble around for a bit. Oh, here we go. I'm the shot maker. This is my favorite boss ever. No one has ever escaped from here. Starts rolling. He's such a random boss. He's so goofy to me. He just shows up. He's like, I'm the shot maker. You're dead. And he starts rolling around, firing shotgun blasts at you. It's so funny. It shouldn't be as funny as it is to me, to be honest, but I find him weirdly funny. Oh, yeah, there it is. That being the way in. Oh, I see that. What button? Aha. Give me. I didn't mean to eat it. That was not my intention. All right, I got this. The shot maker is not prepared. Shit. Okay. Videos are entertaining and have good pace. Good pace? I'll take it. That's like my #1 thing. Although, I'm in the process of writing the next video, and I'm formatting it a little differently just for sake of experiment. but I'm still not even done writing it, so we'll see once I get there. Like, once it's edited and recorded and stuff, then I'll know how I feel about it. But it's one of those that I'm just like, I have to try it at least once. Would fail to see all the doors at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, the game definitely benefits from repeat playthroughs in a lot of ways. When I first played, I didn't see them for a bit. And then when I did see them, I tried to just run into them to get them to open like normal, and nothing happened. For some reason, the door with your equipment in it, in this room, you need to punch it to get it to open. You don't even want to know how long it took me to figure out how to punch that damn door open. What games on Steam should I get under 10 bucks? That's how I pause. Oops. Just in case the game crashes or anything when I alt tab here. Oh, sorry, hiccups are coming in. Doesn't like SteamDB have a thing? Where you can see, like, can I go and look at, like, can I filter to less than $10 for price? Oh, wow. Ready or Not has a great player count right now. Good for them. Game is so good, by the way. That's one of my, since it's officially out in 1.0, Ready or Not is like tied for my indie game of the year for 2023 now. 2023 is over. I just, like, as soon as I said that, I was like, yep, that's a thing now. Oh, there's literally under $10 on Steam. Oh. I was going to pull over like SteamDB, but let me just go to Steam then. Come on. Let me in. How do I get to less than $10? Because I love mechs. God damn it, Steam. Immediately I see that. How do I do less than 10? Who's got the guide? Halo? Is Master Chief Collection less than 10 right now? Oh, it is $10, dude. Like, I gotta go with Tom on this one, because here's the thing with Master Chief Collection, right? This is 6 games. This is 6 games. This isn't one game. This is 6 games. Right now, on sale for $10. Even at full price, it's $40 for 6 games. And these are good games. Like, you get 6 Halo games, like very critically acclaimed, widely loved games for $10. It's crazy. It's, if you really want to stretch it, it's technically 8 games. If you include the remasters for 1 and 2 as separate, but it's 6 games for $10. Plus you get remastered visuals for the first and second game if you want them. I mean, I recommend not using them for your first playthrough at least, but it's there. But yeah, Master Chief Collection, those are great games. Doom Eternal. Oh man, Doom Eternal's $10, absolutely, as well. Doom Eternal is still probably my favorite FPS game of like the last 5 years. I'm trying to think, is that true? That's probably true. I have about 80 hours on Doom Eternal. It's such a good game. I've been trying to not reinstall it because I want to like wait a super long time and then go back with like little memory of it and re-experience it all again. The DLC, how much is it with the DLC? With the pass, it would be $22. That's more than double the price to get it with DLC, but the DLCs are great. The Doom Eternal campaign expansions are both phenomenal. They're both better than the base game. So maybe if you played Doom Eternal and you've never played those, I could probably just recommend that for $12 right now. Is Borderlands 2 actually good? Yes. And how much is it right now? $5? Dude, do it. Even Borderlands 3 is $9. I saw that. Borderlands 2 is a great game. I have like 40 hours on it on Steam. But dude, like if my Xbox 360 hours for Borderlands 2 were on here, it would be unholy. This is a damn good game. Like a really damn good game. I saw other stuff earlier. Mass Effect? Oh my god! Wait. I accidentally clicked in Andromeda. No. Not this. You know, $8. Maybe this is the time that I finally buy and play Andromeda for $8. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is $6? This is insane. How is how is this the first time that this has been brought to my attention? $6 for the entire Mass Effect trilogy in one package? That's like 80 hours of game. That's like 80 hours of RPG for $6. And they're all great. They're all great games. Mass Effect 1 has a little jank in the tank, but like Mass Effect 2 is like my favorite sci-fi RPG ever. Just saying. Specifically sci-fi, because if I don't say sci-fi, my favorite RPG ever is Morrowind. But if we're going with sci-fi, just in general, Mass Effect 2 is like my runner-up for favorite RPG of all time. You have to play the whole trilogy, otherwise it's not the same. But luckily, they are selling all of them together for $6. And I always tell people it's worth playing all of Mass Effect 1 so that you can play Mass Effect 2. Because it is damn good. New Vegas is $230. That's probably like $3 US. Oh no, it's $250. Oh, you guys are getting screwed if it's $230 for you. You're paying more. Sorry you had to find out this way. Fallout New Vegas for $250 is such a crazy steal, actually. Like, we're talking about games that I've played. None of this is like, oh, I'm gonna jump on this, but these are crazy recommendations for anyone who doesn't own these games and who might be interested in them. There's no trailer for New Vegas, but I didn't know Mass Effect was a third-person shooter. I thought it was just all dialogue. Mass Effect is like 50% dialogue, if not more. It might be more than 50%, but man, the dialogue is so good. My hot take with Mass Effect is that I think that Mass Effect has a more interesting universe than Star Wars. I said it. I've said it before. I will never back off of it, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Mass Effect's universe is just so well written and so goddamn fascinating. Like, I know Mass Effect lore. Star Wars, I know, like, what's in the movies. Mass Effect, I know the lore of Mass Effect. I think there were a couple other ones that people mentioned. Oh, RE2 Remake? What's Remake going for? RE2 Remake is about to be 5 years old, by the way. I found out just this morning. The Resident Evil 2 Remake is turning 5 years old at the end of this month. Just in case anyone didn't need to hear that. I had to figure that out this morning, so now you have to know it too. It's turning 5 years old in about a month. I still vividly remember skipping school this day and waking up at midnight and playing all of Leon's campaign beginning to end in one sitting from like midnight to 6 a.m. and then going back to sleep. That was exactly what I did on January 24th, 2019, and I still remember it vividly. No Man's Sky? Is No Man's Sky on sale? I've actually not played No Man's Sky. Oh, is it not on sale? Oh, it's half off. They still sell it for $60. I guess they're still supporting it, to be fair. I just would have thought the price would drop, because this game is... No Man's Sky was almost 8 years ago. All right. That's another one. DMC5. What's $10 for DMC5? If you're only going to play one Devil May Cry game, oh my god, wait. The game and Virgil is $10. It's not even just the game. It comes with Virgil. Shit. God damn. That's a deal. Sorry, if you're going to play one Devil May Cry game, make it 5. If you're down to do the whole series run, run the gauntlet, HD Collection is also less than $10 right now. The first 3 games for less than $10, just under. That's pretty good. Hold on. I know that it wasn't brought up because of the sale, but I was curious. I saw Nier Automata come up earlier. Someday I will play it. $16 isn't that bad. I understand that this game is super long. There's the whole like routes thing going on with this one. So, Sekiro? I haven't played this one yet either. Ooh. See, FromSoft, here. I love FromSoft, chat. Clearly, I'm a bit of a FromSoft shill. People who have been around kind of know that, right? FromSoft is really terrible about sales. They kind of are just like, yeah, 50% off. Take it or leave it. Game is 5 years old and it's half off and it's still $30. Take it or leave it. You get it or you don't. Like, what's Dark Souls 1? $40. Dark Souls 1, it's not even on sale right now. See, this is a great. I'm so glad that the game isn't on sale right now. Dark Souls 1, during the Christmas sale, the Steam winter sale, there's like, not on sale. Sekiro is. Apparently none of the Dark Souls games are. Dark Souls 3 is $60 right now. But Elden Ring is. Elden Ring is 40% off. They're really terrible about sales, by the way. Hold on, is Armored Core on sale? Nope. Armored Core is not on sale. I don't get it. Man, I don't get it. FromSoft is really bad at sales. They never do sales. Dead Cells? Dead Cells is $12. Maybe. Because this is one that's like been on the backlog. This is one of those indie games that I need to play, that I haven't played. This might be the time. Hold on. I'm gonna get this whole Steam browse out of my system for the sale. Now that I'm on it, I'm just like, is there anything else that I need to check before I go back to Metal Gear? I'm just trying to think. Tom brought up Metro. Okay, the Metro games are still on sale. I don't own Exodus on Steam, for the record, because I'm about to talk about how much I love this game. I don't own Exodus on Steam because I own it on Epic. When it came out in 2019, it was an Epic exclusive for like the first year or something. So I own it on the Epic Game Store, unfortunately, which is why it shows up as not in my library. But this is another one of those things where it's like, if you're only going to play one Metro game, then play Exodus. These games are all phenomenal. I love all 3 of them. The whole trilogy is great. But yeah, what Tom is saying is check out the series price. Okay, this page is kind of... So, Exodus is $6, right? This is the newest game. It's $6. 2033, the remasters for the old games are going for $2 a piece. The first and second game are $2 a piece. The newest one is $6. The entire franchise, the whole trilogy, if you buy them, even though they're separate, it's $10. I paid $8 for all the games in DLC. Yeah, conversion. Pound. Fancy L's to, fancy S's. Last Light, warning if you're going to play all of them on my recommendation. Last Light is the weakest of the bunch. Still good game. Still, like, in terms of games as a whole, in terms of, like, FPS story-based experiences, this is still an above-average game. It's just the middle one is the weakest of the bunch. Just as fair warning to anyone who might be going into Metro because they're so cheap right now. The middle one, it kind of drags. It feels a little... Yeah. But 2033 is great. Exodus is amazing. Exodus is one of my favorite games, just ever. This game is so good. So good. And the DLCs for them, or for Exodus, are great too. These are super cheap right now. You could get the season pass for an extra $3 if you want it. Left 4 Dead 2. That's gonna be $1, isn't it? For us. Yep, Left 4 Dead games are $1 a piece. Oh my god, you can get the bundle. Hold on, did you see that? If you, for some reason, have never played Left 4 Dead, you can get the bundle for $1.48, it said. The price isn't on here, but it did just say $1.48. To buy both of them. Which, to be fair, with Left 4 Dead 2, there's not much reason to go back and play the old one. But they're both great. The old one is still perfectly fine. It's just like, 2 is pretty much the same game, just with more stuff. So it's kind of like, you don't really need to go back. Shadow of Chernobyl's on sale for $5. This is a sleeper. This is one of my favorites too. I love the Stalker games. Stalker 2 never gonna come out, by the way, but you know, they're taking their time. They got their shit going on, but all right, I'm cutting myself off. I'm going back to Metal Gear. Obviously they've got their stuff going on, but man, that game has been, I need it. Round it up, what should I get? My two big ones, my two big recommendations from that, all that would be Master Chief Collection and probably Mass Effect. You could buy both of those for $16 US total, and you would get like 9 of my favorite games ever for $16 if you just bought those two and called it a day. Hold on. Now I can do the secrets in the basement. I didn't even think about it. Stalker song. Elden Stalker. Yeah, oh. Elden Ring DLC also never coming out, not a real game. Hollow Knight Silk Song never coming out. You take any excuse? No. I got sidetracked. It happens a lot, admittedly. We're in. Now we just keep punching walls. This is Kojima's vision, you guys. You thought it was cool when FromSoft had you running around hitting walls to find secrets? Kojima did it first. All right? Just so we're all on the same page here. Don't tell our sweet summer child, Finn, that Silksong wasn't real. Finn has been gaming a lot again recently. I know that Finn for a while was like too busy to really game. But he's been online on Steam a lot recently. I've seen Finn gaming again. It might just be like holiday break or something, but Finn has been looming around again. Ever think about multi-streaming to Twitch as well? No. Like, I used to be on Twitch for a long time. And I left Twitch. My first YouTube stream was January 1st, 2022. Moving over again. But even with the multi-streaming thing now on Twitch, that I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is big. The guidelines are really shit. Like literally in their TOS for the multi-streaming stuff, it says like you can't offer a better experience on another platform while multi-streaming. And like that's the guideline. They leave it there. They literally just say like you can't offer a better experience, and they don't do anything to like quantify what that means. They kind of just be like, they really do say, yeah, you just it can't be as good as your Twitch stream on other platforms. And they just like that's the rule. And it's really weird. There's other stuff like you can't have both stream chats on screen. That breaks TOS if you do that. There's just a lot of weird stuff with the multi-streaming. Remember the multi-stream days? Oh, there's the wall. Okay, I was like, I was so confused. It's like, clearly I can get in there. I just can't seem to find the spot. Oh. Why? Stop. Let me. Oh, God. Bitch. I took a little damage. It's fine. Why does Twitch even exist anymore? A lot of people still like Twitch. Like, I've got friends that still stream on Twitch, right? But for me, I just like YouTube more. In general, I like YouTube. I'm trying to word this in like a coherent sentence. Keep it brief and not confuse the shit out of people. YouTube feels more like you can be rewarded for effort put in, whereas Twitch feels kind of like you're playing the lottery every day. Because Twitch, like, you know, no algorithm, no real way of like marketing the stream outside of like titles or using other platforms that do use algorithms and stuff. I'm trying to think, like stuff like that. Obviously every category on Twitch is just sorted by view count. So it's a rich get richer. If you're starting out, or if you're small, you stay at the bottom. Like, I like YouTube to the point where I don't want to go back. But Twitch still is really nice for a lot of smaller creators, or maybe a lot who are newer to it, because it's a lot less effort. Like on YouTube, whenever you do a stream, if you want the algorithm to do anything for you, like you have to do titling, tags, keywording, all that. You have to like make a thumbnail that's going to show up in the recommended against like other videos. So you got to make like a competitive thumbnail, so to speak, like one that's actually going to be interesting. And a lot of like, I know from people that know, rewind, pause, context. I keep a very small network. It's just the way I am. I don't like to, like some people like to have a shit ton of friends that they talk to just a little bit here and there. They don't really talk to them that much. I'm like the opposite. I like to have like a small handful that I talk to like all the time. It's just more, I'm kind of wired that way, I guess. I don't know. So I know from friends of mine who are on Twitch and who are like larger network kind of people, that a lot of Twitch streamers who want to move to YouTube for like discoverability and stuff inevitably don't do it because of like the need to learn metadata and like marketing and all that. But for me, like I did it, I'm here, I like it. I don't have to learn it. I did that like 2 years ago. So I'm chilling. A hive mind for the worst people on the internet. That's not Twitch. No, that's Kick. Mid-sentence, oh, come on. Mid-sentence, I was like, do I pull that punch? I caught it at the last second and I considered. No, that's Kick. If you think Twitch is bad, God, Kick is so much worse. Death Stranding director's cut is $5? Okay, maybe I should pick up Death Stranding while it's $5. That's actually, is it really? Hold on. Hold on. Save in case it crashes when I tab out. I need to go to Steam. I need to just check if that's true. Hold on. It probably is. I just need, it's one of those things that I hear it and I need to see it with my own eyes. Oh my God, it is. Wait. Oh. Oh, hold on. It's the upgrade. Okay, 20 bucks. It's 20 bucks. Never mind. Because I really, for a second, I was like, holy shit. But no, that's the upgrade if you just had the base version of the game. Never mind. False alarm. Because I was like, if it's $5, I'll pick that up now. That's been on the backlog like since it came out. It's $5. Exactly. Twitch is a hive mind of yep come. At least it was back in our day, Mickle. I joked about, like, I said yep come on False's stream like a couple months ago. No one in her chat knew what it was. Like, I was sitting there trying to explain it to False, and I'm like, oh, chat will know what it is. Not a single person in that chat knew what it was. Mickle, you gotta recognize, we've been away too long, and now we're like boomers over there. All of what we think of when we think of Twitch memes, that shit's like 3 years old. No one knows what that is anymore. We are so out of the loop on Twitch memes at this point. Everything that I still quote from the Twitch days is so outdated. It's painful. It's painful. Shit, what key? Oh, god damn it. Wait, I can't even get in there. Where was I before? What door was I opening? Where did I? Oh god. Sorry, earlier, I do like Twitch's like UI and especially their community features better than YouTube's. YouTube has just started to roll out some positive stuff because last year in January, in a like update to creators, YouTube essentially said, I think they actually said like about word for word, or if not very close to being word for word, like 2023 is the year of the live stream platform for us. They were like, we're gonna add so much to the live stream platform this year. Like it's gonna be ridiculous. And then we got like nothing added. Like it stayed the exact same for the whole year. But right at the end of December, they rolled out like a couple features that are pretty good. And I hope are signs that like maybe most of the stuff they wanted to do last year kind of just got like pushed back for one reason or another. And it's gonna come around this year now. Oh, I can already, okay, hold on, go back. I made it in time, we're good. Is there a way to theater mode on here and have chat on the side? I don't think so. Maybe with like plugins. The big thing with YouTube Live right now is like plugins can be game changers, but the actual like UI is not quite there. Wait, hold on. I want to go back in there. God damn it. Wake up, YouTube lied. Hey, they added some things right at the end. Hold on. I'm alt-tabbing again to check something. Because I need to open my own live stream, like, on the actual stream page. Because YouTube recently did a thing, or they sent us a thing, saying, like, yeah, so we're rolling out a thing where... Oh, shit, hold on. Let me go pull it up. I'm filtering through my DMs with someone to find the link to this post. Because I know that that's going to be the easiest way for me to pull it up. But we send a lot of links back and forth. Hold on. But YouTube, sorry, sent out a thing to us saying like, okay, we've got this new thing, this new feature. We're rolling out. And essentially what it is that every month, partnered channels that live stream will be able to gift out 10 free memberships like on us every month. Like, you know, free of charge, like we cover the costs and you get to gift out 10 memberships a month. And it was like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. There were a couple things where like the tier had to be below $5. So for me, it's like I can only give out tier 1, which doesn't get like proper patron stuff other than like it gets the updates, the like updates on what I'm working on sort of stuff, but it doesn't get like video access or anything. But still being able to give that out for like emotes and just people being able to like have badges and stuff, like loyalty badges. I got pretty excited about that. As of currently, it is still the case that brand accounts, however, do not have access to the feature yet. So for most partners, including me, we don't have it yet. But they said it'll be coming very soon. Always the AC6 wallpaper. I have like 4 wallpapers that cycle right now. And yet it kind of, when I'm streaming, I swear, like most of the time it is the AC6 wallpaper. Genuinely. But hello, Gustavo. Or the Ace Combat one. The Ace Combat one pops up a lot. To be fair. I can't wait to never pay again. Mod priority is going to be great. What do you mean mod priority? I don't get to choose who gets it. At least I might be able to choose who gets it. Even if I am able to, I'm still going to, it's going to go out at random. I don't know what you're talking about, Mikkel. I got no idea what you mean. Sorry. What's so good about Baldur's Gate? I've seen nothing of it, and it got Game of the Year and is #1 rated on Backlogged. Did you not see me play it? I played it when it came out. I loved it. It's really good. It's one of those games that comes out. Oh, hello. They're all sleepy. It's one of those games that comes out and you're just like, yeah, we're not gonna get another game like this. Like in this case, with Baldur's Gate, it was one that like I played it and it's like, yeah, we're not gonna get another RPG on this level for like probably a decade. This is one of those like once every 10 years kind of games that just comes around and is so well made, has so much like attention to detail and like care put into it, and just such a ridiculous amount of like content and branching paths and all that, that we're not going to get another RPG like that for so long. The only way to get into the inner courtyard is to parachute in from the roof. Thank you. It's such a good game. It really, I mean, I said going into the Game Awards, I feel like you asked me what my predictions. A few people were asking in chat going into the Game Awards, like what my predictions were for it. And one of my predictions was like, Baldur's Gate Game of the Year. Because if I were the only judge at the Game Awards, like if it was purely up to me to decide, I would give it to Baldur's Gate. And of course, because I have immaculate taste in games, I was right and it won Game of the Year. And because the Game Awards, definitely everyone is in agreement that the Game Awards judges also have perfect taste in games and no bias whatsoever. They always just choose the best games. Everyone agrees. No one argues otherwise. Right? Everyone loves the decisions that the Game Awards judges make every year. Especially Sony fans this year, who definitely did not have a meltdown at the fact that Spider-Man did not win a single award, which to me is still surprising. Like, I didn't expect it to win Game of the Year by any means, just because of like the competition it had. But I thought it was gonna win something. Like, the fact that it actually did not win a single category, it shocked me. But also, the Spider-Man 2 is a weird game in terms of like public reception and stuff. Because when it came out, everyone absolutely loved it. There was such a crazy hype train, and everyone was like, this is exactly what I wanted. And like, the only person who told me that it wasn't exactly what they wanted when it came out was like Tom, who said like, yeah, it's fine. Tom was like, it was solid. It was good. But over time, like the further we get away from its release, the more that I hear people being like, maybe it wasn't so great. Like maybe it was missing a little something. And the biggest thing that I've heard is that it's just too similar to the first game, where it kind of feels like you're just doing Spider-Man PS4 again. That's generally like a growing complaint that I'm hearing more and more of as time goes on. I still haven't played it. I'm waiting for the cowards to put it on PC. But eventually I'll get to it. Damn it. Every time I'm hoping to rank up, and it's just, when it doesn't happen, it hurts. I'm so lucky that that laser wasn't there. I had no idea. I kind of just assumed that it wasn't there. I'm lucky I did not just set off the alarm. Nobody's talking about it anymore, so it must have done something wrong. It seems like it just didn't have quite like the wow factor to it that everyone was expecting and like hoping for. Or actually, it seems like it did have that wow factor. Hold on. Dr. Madnar is being held in the cell located in the inner courtyard. Oh, okay. Parachute in because that's where Madnar is. Got it. What's good now is that I played this game like 2 months ago, so I vaguely remember it. But my memory's a little rusty. I'm the machine gun kid. This is the end of the line for you. Ugh. Okay. Maybe grenade launcher. Oh, the range isn't quite there. Haha. Maybe this is the move. Oh, this is so the move. I got this. The machine gun kid is a bitch. Oh, that was not a hit. Ow. Oh, so easy. So easy. Definitely that game's biggest problem. Even the same is incredible. It's true that like more of the same with that game, it is not a bad thing, because the Spider-Man PS4 is great. But it seems like the wow factor is there on like an initial playthrough. But then beyond that, it's kind of like, oh, did it really do enough? And it seems like people are kind of saying it didn't. The MP5, my favorite. It does look like an MP5, doesn't it? It's not just me. Earlier, people who were here way earlier when I first picked it up, I genuinely, like, I looked at my inventory before I got the actual SMG, and I thought that this was the SMG. Like, I went to equip it because I thought it was the SMG. What, does anyone know what it's supposed to be? Because I don't know. It looks like an MP5. It does. I don't know what it's actually supposed to be. 9mm explosive rounds. Like, this is clearly a Mac, right? Like, this, I think, is a Beretta, maybe. It looks vaguely like a Beretta, but the grenade launcher, I have no clue. Ah, shit. The submachine gun's actually not bad in this game. There is one of these, oh, shit. One of the 8-bit games has a terrible submachine gun, but we'll get there when we get there. Oh no, this checkpoint is so bad. Looks like a stormtrooper blaster. I don't know what kind of grenade launcher Kojima thought it was. I've been trying to be careful with writing the Metal Gear videos because I'm always so tempted to just write in like Kojima did this or thought this, had this idea. And it's like, there's a team behind these games, but it's almost like the temptation to just kind of meme it to a degree and be like, yep, everything is Kojima. It's all just him and him alone. That temptation is there. I try really hard to be like the team or Kojima and his team. Because also, more than most games, Metal Gear is kind of Kojima, but it's not like everything is Kojima. Like, he is known to be an auteur, but a lot of it probably is still coming from like other designers and members of the team. So I've been trying to be very careful to not just be like, yeah, it's Kojima. Kojima did this, Kojima did that. Ooh, I think, yeah, we're good. Prints the discs in his garage. Exactly. Ooh. No! Oh, ration though. Hello. I just got shot through a goddamn wall. I'm playing an old Metal Gear game. All right. Oh yeah. He modeled the sexy female butts. He does. I know. Hold on, I'm gonna go farm up that ammo because that's like 60 bullets that I can get right there. Drew this MP5 and called it a grenade launcher. It does kind of look like the Ray K barrel. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. He was the model for them? Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down. Slow down. Are you telling me that Kojima's ass is in the Metal Gear games? I'm gonna stop. Starring Kojima as Kojima. It's like the credits play and there's that long list of names, but every time that I'm writing, I find myself just being like, Kojima did this. Got a picture in my head now. Sorry, I had a thought. I lost it before that. Oh, speaking of Kojima, you guys want to know what's like torturing me now? I've brought up over the last like 3 weeks, for those who don't know the Chole lore here. I've been starting to study and learn Japanese for just industry reasons. Like, I've wanted to for a couple years, and this time around, like, I played Ace Combat 3 for a review very recently, which I was like, only the Japanese version of that game has all the story content. Like, I played the Japanese version for the review, and it was kind of like, maybe I should still learn Japanese, even if I'm not 100% sure if I'm ever going back to like design and dev or not, right? Like, maybe it's still valuable somewhat. And because it happened to be like December, and I was at that point of the year where it's like, all right, write out the goals for next year, I actually started studying it. Like, I went and I bought a course to do independent study with, so I've been learning Japanese, right? And my curse is that I follow a lot of like Japanese developers, designers, studios, etc. on Twitter, right? So they pop up in my feed. There's a lot of Japanese in my feed on Twitter. And normally I would just like open the tweet, hit the translate button. But now that I've been learning it, I try to always just like sit there and look at it for a minute and see what I know. And I'm at a point now with reading where I can fairly consistently sit there and like kind of run my finger along it and like sound it out, and I can read it. But because all of my effort has gone into learning how to read so far, I can read it. I have no clue what it says. Like I can sound out the words and the sentences and stuff, and I can read it. I have no comprehension of what those words or sentences, phrases mean whatsoever, because I have not learned how to speak it yet. Like my comprehension, not there. So I can sit there and read it all out, but I got no clue what the hell it says, which is exciting, but also it's just like, it's painful. Every time I get excited because I'm able to read it, and then I'm like, I have no clue what this actually means. If you don't start sounding like a kawaii girl, I will throw a riot. What are you using to learn? All right, bear with me here. It gets a little. I'll throw in the simple bits, right? Because I use a lot. My high school teacher who taught me Spanish used to always say that you should use like a bunch of outside resources outside of her class if you actually want to learn how to speak Spanish, because she recognized that like the way that the US teaches foreign language is shit. Like we get taught language in a way where it's like, can we recite it on a piece of paper at the end of the month? Not in a way of like, can we actually speak the language? So she had a bunch of like recommendations for learning languages. And when I was in high school, I was like taking Spanish through school, but through all of those services that she recommended for like various different things, I independent studied German in high school just for fun. And I was pretty good at it. Pretty good. Like I've lost a lot of it. I haven't studied German in like almost 3 years now, like since I even went back and reviewed what I know. Sort of like I haven't studied it at all. I haven't touched it. So, and it's very much one of those like, you don't use it, you lose it sort of things, where it's like, yeah, if you don't speak a language whatsoever for like 3 years, you're gonna lose a lot of your understanding of it. Go figure. This is a very long-winded way of me getting around to there's a few services I recommend for different things. Most of them come from my high school Spanish teacher, who gave amazing recommendations, honestly. Rosetta Stone is great for most things. Not all, but like you get a very good like kind of spread. I use it mainly for grammar. I feel like I get great grammar lessons through Rosetta Stone more than anything. Like it covers everything somewhat, and I don't think it's amazing at most of it, which is weird because you always kind of hear that it's like one of the best ways to learn languages, or at least for a while people would say that. In general, I find Rosetta Stone kind of underwhelming, but grammar is good. Just to say Duolingo, I do not recommend Duolingo can be good for vocab. Duolingo is shit for everything else, and even then, I would not recommend it for vocab. There are better things to use for it. For vocab, a really good one is Memrise, but Memrise has been doing some weird shit where, like, it used to be that you could get pretty much everything for free, and the paid stuff just got you extra, but now Memrise locks, like, half, if not more than half of their shit behind memberships. Like, I don't know, I don't really use it much anymore, but Memrise can be pretty good for vocab, at least in terms of what you can get out of it for free, because their membership is pretty expensive. I don't know what it is. Hold on, I could probably look. I have the app on my phone. I just glanced at it. What is membership? It's more than 100 a year. So yeah, it's expensive. I don't know if I could really recommend it. It's great for vocab. I mean, if you've got the the expendable income for it and you really want, like, I would say that's probably my favorite thing for vocab. One of my favorites all around for vocab and immersion together is Close Master. It's close, like to close a door, but with a Z. Master, it's one word. It literally will just throw sentences at you in the language and have you listen to them and then like fill in one blank word or maybe more than one, the more that you get into it. But it literally just like throws sentences at you for like immersion's sake, as well as it can be pretty good for learning words along with that. It's not like a straight up, you know, you're gonna like have a list of words that you know and do like flashcards and shit kind of vocab, but you'll pick up a lot of vocab from it. Immersion is super underrated. I use a lot of Close Master just to like listen and have it like spoken to me and try to, you know, like I said, fill in the gaps. Oh, this is where I am. Okay. I was like, I feel like I've been here. Like I've clearly been here, but I don't know exactly where I am. Now I got it. Duolingo is the fucking worst actual scam. I think Duolingo is like, I'm pretty hard on it just because everyone, when they want to like learn a language for fun, they're like, oh, Duolingo. And I'm just like, don't use Duolingo. There are so many better things. Don't use it. Mondly though, Mondly, is probably the better thing to use for vocab nowadays. Right now for Japanese, it's been mostly Rosetta Stone because like I typically use them for grammar and I wanted to start with learning how to read and write. So it felt like I've pretty much just been doing that so far. This is Big Boss. I forgot to tell you, there's a wind barrier on the roof. Look for a bomb blast suit over. I got it. I got the blast suit. I got, like, I think everything I can before I came up to the roof. Don't quote me on that, but I think I got most of it. I'm in high school and also learning German independently. Not bad at all, still learning though. German is really fun to learn. And I've said it before, but for native English speakers, it is so easy to learn. Babbel advertised a lot. I don't know much about Babbel. I do hear a lot more about it, but I've never looked into it. I might check it out. I'm assuming, like most services for like learning languages, they probably offer some stuff for free before you have to like pay for it. So maybe I should look into it and see. Because Babbel's like kind of newer, right? At least to my understanding. Maybe it's not, but I had never heard of it until like the last couple years. I feel like. I have no idea about Babbel. But I like learning languages. Whenever I start talking about this, I hate saying it because it sounds like I'm flexing, but like I take to language pretty easily. It's one of those things where like when it comes to learning a language, some people are just like built for it and some really struggle with it. And I'm lucky in the way that I'm more on the side of being built for it. Like I take to language pretty easily. So I really enjoy just learning a language for the sake of learning it. I feel like Big Boss has dementia. He forgets to tell you everything. You know, you're bringing up a pattern that I've never really noticed, but you're not wrong. If you have a parachute, you can jump off from the edge of the barrier. I do have a parachute. You're absolutely not wrong. He does kind of just call you constantly and is like, hey, I forgot to tell you, but actually, there's this thing you need here. I've seen some of the Danish lessons on there, and Duolingo makes zero effort to teach you ground rules and basics. It's just random words strung together and you'll never read it or need it. Is it actually? I mean, I know that it's kind of just meant to be for vocab. Oh wait, I have 3 stars. I can carry more ammo. If you're exposed to foreign languages as a child. I wasn't. I mean, what do we define as child? Like, what is the cutoff there? Because I think the first time that I had to take like a Spanish class was like 6th grade. So I would have been, how old? 6th grade is like, are you 11 when you start 6th grade? I think so. Yeah, you're like 11, 12 years old in 6th grade. I would have been like 11 years old when I was first thrown into a Spanish class. Oh God. I'm just trying to survive right now. I got no health. Oh, sweet Jesus, bring me back. I'm going to the elevator. The elevators drop checkpoints. Oh, I didn't make it. 5 years old? Yeah, I was not exposed to it that young. Vintage gaming? Truly. 87 is old. Not the oldest game I've ever played all the way through, but it's old. It's up there. Or back there? Down there? Back there. I'll say back there. I'm out. But hello, DS. There's a lot of you. Oh, wait, there's shit down here, isn't there? I don't think I ever went down there. There's no other point in life when you can, or where you can just sit down and listen for 24/7 to foreigners, huh? What do you mean? Oh, foreigners speak a language. Chess is vintage gaming. Checkers. Mahjong, perhaps. Mahjong is one of those games that, like, I know it exists. I have no concept of what Mahjong is. I know it has, you play it with tiles, and it is a game. And that's about what I know about Mahjong. Like, I do not know anything about it. How many can I carry? Does it go up to 19? Oh no, okay, 15 is the limit then. What the hell is Mahjong? I feel like this is a question I've asked before, and I've just never properly answered. I'm always like, what is it? I don't know. Moving on. Chinese solitaire? Oh, it's like solitaire's vintage gaming. I know how to play a good game of solitaire. Actually, I'm going into the elevator, checkpoint and all that. It'll save the rockets that I... Oh, because I didn't have the suit on and yeah, okay. I guess that's the area where it's just like checking if you have the blast suit. And then as soon as you're past that line, you're good. I got this. I feel like I've unintentionally become not like a full-blown retro games channel, but kind of a retro games channel. When we were playing Armored Core 6 ranked, regular of the channel, Ryan, came in and was like, oh my god, a modern game. And I was like, you know, you're not wrong. It was the first time in like almost a month that I played anything that came out in the last few years. I've kind of gotten into like, I feel like my whole channel has become like 90s and early 2000s unintentionally. I'm not complaining. I've said for a long time, that's like prime gaming era is like 90s, early 2000s. Even, to be honest, I think like mid to late 2000s is pretty damn good. Because 360 and PS3 brought a lot of trends that did slowly bring us downhill. But like, I'd be lying if I said that I don't lump in like early Gears of War, like Gears of War 1 and 2 and like Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3, like all that stuff. That's still some prime gaming right there for me. is my gaming era. Yeah, it is mine now. But for a long time, I was doing like, I was just keeping up with recent stuff for stream. But then I was just like, man, doing all the new games, it's kind of just a crapshoot in terms of whether people are interested in it or not, like across the board. And buying all these games is expensive as shit. Like, even if it's, you know, business expense and all that, it adds up pretty quick when it's just like 60, 70, 60, 70, 70, 60, just like constantly. I was like, I've got all these old games. Like, I have so many games. My Steam library has like almost 400 games in it. Why am I paying so much for new games to stream? Even just not knowing if it'll land or not. Like, it's fun to do new games. Also, new games could be a shit show on release day. They normally were. Bastard. They normally were a shit show on launch day. I should rephrase. Like, it was a noteworthy event if we were playing a game on the day it came out and it wasn't just a disaster, technically speaking. In one way, shape, or form. Like, there was always something wrong. Without fail. Mine detector is sweet, though. I'm just running. I'm trying to not die again. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, shit. Okay, we made it. This is one of the most easily cheesed bosses. Oh, yeah. Now we're in the money. I figured this out immediately on my first playthrough, by the way. Like, I barely even have footage from when I recorded the review of doing this boss, because I so quickly found that I could just lob grenades from here. It's part of Kojima's vision, you guys. Made me want to go back and play through the Ace Combat series. They're good. They're good. This is Kojima's vision. It is. It is. He wanted you to take cover there and lob nades. Okay. Parachute. And we're off. Bits and Beats is a good retro gaming channel. I haven't seen Bits and Beats. Hold on. Oh. I was searching things on my phone. I was curious about this YouTube channel that I've not heard of. Bits and Beats. Metal Slug, Fatal Fury, Double Dragon, Castlevania, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Samurai Showdown. Yeah, this is some retro shit, if I've seen it. This is even more retro than me, I say, as I'm playing a game from the 80s, but across the board. To be fair, like, my stream series have evolved from being one game 100% to like, I'm 100%ing the franchise, bitches. Buckle up. We're going. Ow. God damn it. That's what the mine detector is for, Cole. I'm going to... Okay, we're getting to this point of Metal Gear. At least there's rations in this truck. Hold on, what was I saying before that? I got very distracted by the truck moving. This will actually be good though. I haven't found a solid ration farm spot since I ranked up so much. So I'm gonna be able to stock the hell up, be good for a while, hopefully. Maybe not, knowing me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, retro game stuff, and yeah. So to be fair, it's not that I've become like retro games necessarily, but I have become like doing franchises front to back, like the entire thing, release order, the way it should be, if you ask me. But because of that, I do spend a lot of time at the very beginnings of franchises. Shit. A lot of the franchises, specifically like the 3, right, that I've been doing just recently, like Armored Core, Ace Combat, Metal Gear. 2 of those started in the 90s, and 1 of them started in the 80s. So I've just been spending a lot of time playing games from the 90s and 80s. Or like even, you know, DMC, we've been doing the DMC S ranks, right? Like that is 2000s, early 2000s, 2001, right? I think it's because I joined the stream before the stream started. Oh, like the waiting room, you mean? It could be because of that. That's actually a good theory. I will contract one of the moderators to test this theory for me in the future. Mikkel, you here? Actually, I could do that right now. Mikkel, hello. Would you like to help with an experiment over the next few days? The experiment of... Or actually, I know that Jess has her notifications on. She's mentioned notifications from the channel before, like push notifications. I gotta get Jess for it. Because I can already see Mikkel just being like, no, I'm not turning on all notifications. You might have them on, maybe. Something tells me not. Games this year I expect to succeed or not. Oh, what's coming out this year? Run me through, all right? Because like I know some. Final Fantasy VII Part 2, whatever it's called. I don't know exactly. That will be a big success. That's one of those games that like I saw the trailers. I haven't played Final Fantasy yet properly. I've played all of the original game and that's it. But I saw those Final Fantasy VII Part 2 trailers and it's like this game, you can just tell that's going to be a good game. Like the trailers definitely indicate a high level of quality. So I would put my money on that one coming out pretty well. It's Final Fantasy, so like it's got the audience where unless the game is bad, it will do well sales-wise and stuff. Here we go. Picked up OG Deus Ex for 97 cents. Oh my god, is that less than $1? The original Deus Ex is so good too, if you haven't played it. Mother, I did the exact same thing. Because of the sale browsing. Yeah, I'm a big Deus Ex fan. The only one I'm not like big on is Invisible War. That's definitely like, you know the like one of the blank of all time. Like Invisible War is certainly one of the not Metal Gear. Wow, one of the Deus Ex games of all time. I can say that much about Invisible War, but the other 3 are all great. Okay, wait, there's that one weird like mobile one that also got ported to Steam. I've never played that one. I think it's called The Fall. Dr. Madnar, was I too late? Maybe. Hold on. Is there a secret in here? I'm calling the boss. Hold on. He's all the way at the end. Hello? All right, never mind. Oh, hold on. Maybe... Was it 7-6 for Schneider? Or was it like 7-2? It was 7 something. Doesn't seem like he's picking up either. Skull and Bones, first of all, there's no way it's coming out. Second of all, if it does, it will be a disaster. That game's not gonna land. If it does end up releasing, that is just one of those that's like, it is destined to be a shit show at this point. I mean, it has been a shit show for nearly a decade now. Thank you for helping me. Dr. Madnar was just transferred to Building 2. Building 2 is located 10 kilometers north of here. Great, thank you. When did Skull and Bones get announced? Am I right about a decade? Because something like, I want to say it was 2014 that it got announced. I feel like that might actually be right. Oh, the level 4 key opens up the 2 areas of level 1. I don't have to take the elevator anymore. Is there more stuff to be gotten in building 1? There might be. Oh, I think there is. There definitely is. There absolutely is. Hold on. I know at the very least there's a door in the basement that there's 2 doors in the basement I never got open, actually. Ooh, new Prince of Persia? That's coming out this month, isn't it? I forgot about that one. I might stream that one. I really want to play that. Prince of Persia won't be like a massive financial success, but it's gonna be one of those like sleeper hits of the year. It is my prediction for Prince of Persia. It's gonna be that game that like, if you play it, it's a banger, but it's not gonna be like a very widespread, like, financial success is the good way to put it. Black Myth Wukong. Wukong, I'm gonna say maybe. Wukong is a weird one. Wukong is another game that's been in development for like a decade. Body armor, hello. The thing with Wukong is that ever since I first saw a trailer for Wukong, I thought it was a scam. I'm not saying I still think it's a scam, but I'm just trying to communicate, like, I saw a trailer for Wukong back in like 2016, and I immediately said, that can't be a real game. Just like looking at it, I was like, there's no way that this is actually real. Everyone was like, no, dude, this is gameplay. It's Unreal Engine 4, man. This is some next gen shit. And I'm like, no. Unreal 4 can't do that. Like, trust me, Unreal 4 can't do that. I've always had some strong suspicion towards Wukong. So maybe. If the game is everything that it has been shown and promised to be, then it will be a massive success. But I'm incredibly skeptical about it. Like, for years, I've always kind of been like, I can't tell if this is even real. Suicide Squad. I have no clue with Suicide Squad at this point either. That one's gonna be another maybe. I'm leaning towards it's not going to be very successful if I had to like place bets on it. The story looks great. From what we've seen of the story, it looks like it's well written. It looks like the comedy isn't like overdone to the point of it being obnoxious. Like the few story scenes we've gotten seem really, really good. The whole 4-player co-op looter shooter thing has me and, you know, everyone else and their grandma really skeptical though. We got those leaks a while back of like the menus in the game where there was a battle pass tab in the menu and like the most generic looking looter shooter like inventory and equipment screen you've ever seen in your life. And so like it's a little worrying, especially coming off the back of like, I played Gotham Knights when it came out, and that was one of the most underwhelming games I think I've played in recent years. Not just like, or maybe the most disappointing would be a good way to put it. Because there was reason to be suspicious with Gotham Knights for sure, but it was always, I can't believe that that was hitting him. It was always like, okay, but maybe like, you know, it's an Arkham successor kind of, like it's not Arkham, but it's from the guys that did Arkham Origins. The combat looks like it's Arkham. The stealth looks like it's Arkham. So even though they keep saying it's not Arkham, you know, Arkham Origins was pretty good. I've got hope. It came out, it was super disappointing. And that, like, I'm just looking at that as being like the co-op, you know, 4-player, everyone gets to pick their own hero character sort of thing for comparison from previous Arkham devs. Like, the comparisons between the two are really strong, actually. And it almost leads me to worry more than anything else. Have I been in here? Okay, I definitely have been. Yeah, I don't know. Suicide Squad is a maybe. I do know. Here's the thing that's like a maybe with it, right? Very few journalists have gotten hands-on with Suicide Squad, but there's a small handful of journalists out there who have been able to like go to the studio and play it a little bit for previews and stuff. And those select journalists have said good things about the game. Like, they've said that they didn't expect the game to be anywhere near as good as it is, that sort of stuff. So it's a maybe. Always with that, especially like getting flown out for a preview like in studio, there's always going to be that thing where like the whole experience of that is gonna boost your opinion of it a little bit. And a lot of studios kind of know that and kind of take advantage of it, trust me. Yeah, it's maybe. There's a chance that Suicide Squad comes around and it's actually like surprisingly good. And in that case, I think it will get a lot of traction and success if that happens. But I think that like myself and most other people, even loosely following the game right now, are kind of looking at it and we're like, you know, it's definitely not a pre-order. Like, I'm not gonna put my money on it yet, but I have my eye on it when it comes out. Oh, Dragon's Dogma 2, I think will be pretty good. I don't think it'll be a huge smash hit financially, although they've been putting a lot of marketing behind it, but I think that it's gonna be a little hard for them to market to like a super broad audience. But from what I've seen, it looks like they've got some really good shit there. I think that Dragon's Dogma might be like in the Prince of Persia category in terms of what I said there, where it's like if you play it when it comes out, it's gonna be like, oh, this was a really good game. But I doubt that it's gonna get that kind of like widespread success where like everyone buys it and is playing it and talking about it. I don't see that happening for Dragon's Dogma. It could. Because, like, you know what I wouldn't have put my money on last year was Baldur's Gate being, like, the biggest financial success of the year. I just wouldn't. But it happened. Hold on. I heard that for Metal Gear Solid, Kojima ran out of Lego to design the map, so the game was close to being canceled. Then his coworkers gifted him Lego on his birthday, and the map was completed. What? Huh? What? Tekken 8. Tekken 8. Fighting games are always kind of weird with it, because like fighting games, even when they are big successes, like they're big successes relative to the fighting game genre, like not really in terms of like the industry as a whole, like the AAA side at least. But Tekken 8, I think in the fighting game scene, if the netcode is good on multiplayer, will be a huge success. But it's all coming down to that netcode, if you ask me. Like from everything I've seen and heard, because like the demo's out there now, so a lot of like hardcore fighting game guys are currently playing like a very small slice of Tekken 8 and like digging into it and talking about it. And they're all giving it like the highest praise right now. A lot of people are saying that contrary to what a lot of the fighting game scene would have thought, it'll probably be a better game than like Street Fighter 6, which I didn't expect to be like a common thing that people are saying, but here we are. I thought that Street Fighter 6 was going to be like the big accessible like smash hit fighting game for, you know, this brief time period, like these couple years. Oh my god. Oh, how many times am I gonna fall for the truck thing? Oh, we're not very far at all though. This is pretty close to where I actually just was. This is fine. But yeah, Tekken 8 is going to live or die by the netcode when it comes out. Absolutely. Destiny 2 final DLC, hear me out. That shit's gonna flop so hard. It's not just that I'm a Destiny hater or anything. Which like, I don't like Destiny. I don't. And I'm fairly vocal about it. But normally I would look at Destiny expansions and be like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a huge success. I don't think that this next one will be. Bungie has lost like really all of their goodwill with their community over the last like couple years. Their community is kind of fed up with their shit. Like they hate the business model. They hate the direction the game is going in. From what I've heard from friends of mine who are big Destiny fans and just kind of like browsing and coming across the community in general on the internet, apparently the last couple expansions have been really big like letdowns. People have just been disappointed with what has been coming out. I think the final DLC will be a huge loss for Bungie. It's crazy the downfall that Destiny 2 has had over the last couple years, going from like, you know, the big purchase deal that they got with Sony, where Sony bought them for a shit ton of money. Literally, well, Sony didn't buy Bungie. Sony bought Destiny. Like they bought a huge marketing deal with Destiny, a big like exclusive content deal, but they didn't buy the studio. Sorry, I said when Sony bought them. I just mean that big deal that they got with Sony. Like they've gone from that, like a really high point for any studio, to like their community is kind of just sick of their shit at this point. And like they're moving on to Marathon soon, which I think is definitely a good play, because, you know, Destiny 2 was getting old. Like the game came out in what, 2016? I think. The game is like almost 8 years old. So yeah, it's about time to go to the next thing for sure. It's just, I don't know what Marathon is going to be. No one knows what Marathon is going to be. Because like Marathon, when I think of Marathon with what little I know about it, I think of like this really dark, sort of like horror themed sci-fi shooter, boomer shooter, right? But that trailer that they put out for the new like rebooted Marathon, that's assuming, it seems like it's a reboot, because the tone felt so different from what old Marathon was, and it's just called Marathon. It seems like they're rebooting it from what we can tell right now. Whatever you do, do not let them through. This is Big Boss. Inspections. Wear the enemy uniform and infiltrate. Let's use frequency 120.13 for all communications from now on. Over. Okay. I do not have an enemy uniform. I have missed something. I think Marathon's gonna be a battle royale thing. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it kind of felt that way. Like, it really did feel like I was watching a trailer for some new, like, BR game, or maybe, like, some new 5v5 hero shooter, you know, that insanely overdone shit, right? At this point, overdone. Like, obviously, when Overwatch came out, that was fresh. Nowadays, you see that, and you're like, oh my god, I've played this game a million times. Why are we doing this again? Like, I got that vibe, but then at the end, they dropped, like, the Marathon logo and title, and I was like, what? Huh? I was so confused. I was so confused, man. I had no... I was so taken aback by the Marathon title. I reacted to the Sony showcase. I have it uploaded as a video on my channel somewhere. Like, me reacting to just the whole Sony showcase earlier this year, where they dropped the Marathon reveal. And when they dropped it, I was just like, what? That's Marathon? I was actually very confused. I had no clue. Long live the Metal Gear fandom. Good luck on the run. Big Metal Gear fan. I've played 3 of them, but thank you. Welcome, appreciate it, etc. I'm a new Metal Gear fan. I'm working on it. That's the better way to phrase it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Marathon. I was so confused by that reveal. Because there was a lot, too, at that Sony showcase, I guess last year now. I keep saying earlier this year, but back in, like, June or July or whatever it was. I think it was June. There was a lot of, like, Battle Royale and 5v5 hero... Hiccups, sorry. Hero shooters, that sort of thing. So I was seriously just watching that trailer, and I thought that's what we were getting, and then it was Marathon. So I still have no clue. It's supposed to be an extraction shooter? Wait. When did these details come out? Where did we learn this? It's an extraction shooter? Did they do like an interview or something that flew under the radar that I didn't hear about? Last year, don't... Or do you mean the, an interview? Okay. What the hell? It's an extraction shoot. Okay. Extraction shooters, hear me out, chat. This is probably not like a bold take by any means, but if you ask me, extraction shooters are going to be that next wave of like the game that we all get sick of. Tarkov, yeah. If you don't know what an extraction shooter is, think of Escape from Tarkov. That's like kind of the extraction shooter still. It was like the first one to really put the genre on the map, and it's still the best one. Although, I am a Tarkov enjoyer. I've played a lot of Escape from Tarkov. I have not played the last couple wipes because the game has been shifting in a direction that I don't love. Here we go. I had a vague memory that it was in the basement, and I'm glad I was right. That saved me a lot of time, just remembering that it was down here somewhere. I haven't been playing Tarkov a lot recently. While doing an extraction operation. Oh, okay, so to break down, like, I guess just the gameplay loop of it, think it's kind of Okay, bear with me here. Because I'm going to put a vision in your head and then I'm going to completely pull it apart. But trust me, it'll work. Okay, so bear with me. Think Battle Royale game, right? There's this huge map, really big map. It takes a bunch of players. Not as many as a Battle Royale, not like 100 players, but it takes like 25, 30-ish players through the matchmaking system. And it spawns them all like around the edges of this map at the start. And they all go around doing their thing, right? But the goal is not to be the last player standing. The goal is you go in and you grab loot from around the map. You just grab whatever you can take and carry with you, right? And then you have a timer for your session. Depends on what game you're playing, for how long that might be. But let's say there's like 30 minutes on the clock at the start of the match. You have 30 minutes to go in, grab loot, and leave with it before that timer runs out. If you die, you will lose whatever items are in your inventory. If the timer runs out before you leave, you will lose whatever's in your inventory. The players can PvP and kill each other. It's not required, but obviously you shoot another player, they're carrying loot, you could take their loot, so most of the time, players shoot each other if they come across one another. The progression carries between matches, so like if you go into one match and you grab like a pistol and then you extract with it, you can just load into your next match with that pistol already in your inventory. And it kind of, the goal is to like build up your stash of gear and become rich. Like in Tarkov, there's a literal like credits market where you can like buy weapons from other players, sell weapons that you find, sell anything in the game, but just think of like weapons keeps it simple. You can buy and sell anything. So it's like, yeah, you want to go in and like find some valuable stuff so that you can sell it on the market for a lot of money, so that if you ever need to buy like a high-end rifle, maybe you want to buy like a Scar, then you can just buy it off the market and load into your match with it without needing to like go and find one and get lucky enough to find one. It's a really fun gameplay loop, but it's becoming a very widespread trend now because like Tarkov was wildly successful for a long time and was like the only game doing this. But now we've come to that point where like developers at the time that Tarkov started to really blow up, who would have started making their own version of it back then, are at that point now, years later, where they are wrapping up development on those projects and they're ready to release. So recently we've just been getting a ton of like, what is this game? Oh, it's an extraction shooter. Cool. But it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, there's a lot. What am I supposed to kill this thing with? This doesn't seem to be working. Oh, that doesn't even do any damage. Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is never coming out. Oh, it does work. You just gotta be really fast. Okay. Senua's Sacrifice will be pretty much like the first one, where it's like, yeah, no one's really gonna buy it. I'm gonna predict like pretty much no one's gonna pick it up, but the people that do are gonna be like, oh my god, Ninja Theory has made a masterpiece. Like, this is a fantastic game. It's gonna be just like the first one. Why would the game give you mines there? Look, Metal Gear 1 is a very fun game, right? But it's a very flawed game as well. Even like hardcore Metal Gear fans are pretty agreed on that, where it's like, yeah, Metal Gear 1, solid game. It has a lot of problems that make it kind of hard to get into and fully enjoy. But it's fun. It was good for its time. A lot of its issues as well, just to be fair, are like issues just from the time it came out in. They're trying to jam our signal, but we're okay on this frequency over. That's good. Thank you, boss. But yeah, you'd kind of think like the game just gave me mines like right next door. It's a big like tank-like boss. Mines are the way to go, but no, it's the grenade launcher. A lot of what we now understand as like traditional game design does not apply to the old 8-bit Metal Gear games, or just a lot of games from this era in general. Like a lot of the stuff that we know nowadays kind of like came around in the late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of like modern conventional game design came around about that time. So going back to like, especially the 80s, like early 90s can be difficult enough to go back and get into if you're not like someone who's played a lot of games from that time. But the 80s are rough, even if you have. I feel like I've played a lot of games from the 80s, like all the way through to completion like this. But I still have a hard time with a lot of games from the 80s because they're just so like intentionally difficult and intentionally drawn out and poorly designed by modern standards. Like there's a lot about games from the 80s that makes it hard even for me to go back to. Metal Gear holds up pretty well, all things considered. I've played like Metroid. I've played Metroid fares a lot worse, is what I'm leading up to. Oh my god. Like going back, if you played Metal Gear and Metroid back to back, more than likely, like without walkthroughs, let's add that. If you do it without walkthroughs, like you're not allowed to Google stuff and you have to complete the game before making a decision, you will probably come out of it like 99% of the time. I think people would say that they prefer Metal Gear 1 to Metroid 1. Really? Yeah, have you played the original Metroid? I have. That's one of the games from the 80s that I have completed all the way through before. Trying to not use a walkthrough. I always go without a walkthrough until I get really, really stuck, and then I'll go pull one up, get past that little bit, like just figure out how to start moving again, making progress again, and then put it back down. How do you not see me? I would definitely, this holds up a lot better than Metroid does, in my opinion. Like this game is obtuse and bullshit and a lot of things that most 80s games are if you go back to them nowadays. But Metroid is those things just so much worse. Unfortunately, I liked the original Metroid. It's not that I don't, but it definitely doesn't hold up as well as this one. Forgot about that. Okay, what? I might fare better up here, maybe. No. Ow. Oh, shit. I panicked. I was like, maybe I can check the door before I heal. I shouldn't have pushed it. The original Metroid, to complete it, like Metal Gear has some secrets behind walls that are mandatory, but Metal Gear has Big Boss literally tell you to like check the walls at one point when it first like introduces the concept, right? So you know that you can find secrets behind walls. Like, it's still kind of bullshit that you are required to find random secrets behind walls to complete the game. But the game teaches you how to find them, so it helps a lot. Metroid has secrets hidden behind walls that are required to complete the game. But in Metroid's case, again, as someone who has done this painfully, almost wishing that I hadn't done this, the original Metroid has mandatory secrets for progression that are like, go to this wall in like the very back corner of this area. And if you go into the morph ball and you drop a bomb at your feet and you bounce up into the wall, like not at ground level, but if you bounce into it using a bomb, you can actually just roll straight through the wall in this exact spot. Like this one tile has the opening for it. And by going through that new tunnel that you found, you can get to the new area that you need to get to progress the game. But it doesn't teach you that. There's nothing in the game to ever like introduce that concept in any way. So, you know, I just got hella stuck on Metroid for like a couple hours. And I eventually Google it and find out that that's how I progress. Come on now. Like, Metroid's game design comes around in later entries to be really, really good. And so does Metal Gear's. But, holy, the original Metroid is a bit of a shit show. And that's one of the only ones I've played, so I can't speak to the series as a whole very well. But I played Prime last year when the remaster came out. I played the Prime remaster because my chat talked me into it. And because I wanted to reward Nintendo's good behavior for giving us a full remaster of a classic, like from the ground up, all fully redone remaster, like a proper remaster. Not just we ported the game, here you go. And they didn't even charge full price for it. It was uncharacteristically generous of Nintendo to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'll buy it. Just because the sales figures were so high for Metroid Prime Remastered, for those who didn't hear the stories last year, that they were actually running out of physical stock, and retailers were going to Nintendo and being like, hey, we need more copies of Metroid Prime Remastered because we just can't keep them in stock. Like, people were buying them in such unexpected volume that they literally couldn't keep them stocked up in retail stores. So hopefully Nintendo got the message with that one, that you know, doing like a full remaster and pricing it in a way that's fair to the consumer was a good idea. Knowing Nintendo, they won't, and their next remaster is going to come out and be like $70 for a game you played 20 years ago. But for now, I'm hopeful that they got the message. Removes the original from the Steam store. To be fair, you know what's worse than removing the original from the store? Just not having the original available for purchase for like 15 years. Like in any way, shape, or form. Because that's what Nintendo did with Metroid Prime. The only way you could get a copy of Metroid Prime, like ever since the Wii, up until last year, was you'd have to just go and get like a second-hand physical copy from someone. There was no way to like officially buy a Metroid Prime copy from Nintendo. They just weren't offering it in any way anymore. But I do not like the whole, you know, quote unquote remaster, because like Dark Souls Remastered is not a remaster, for the record. And then like charging full price for it and delisting the original. Other noteworthy examples being probably my favorite example being the GTA Definitive Edition, which thank God I already owned all those games on PC. Because, dude, they released a more broken, in my opinion, worse looking version of every PS2 GTA game, and then swiftly delisted all 3 of them from digital storefronts on launch day. Actually, I think it was before launch day, right? I think it was like as soon as pre-orders went live, they delisted the old ones or something. I remember that one being especially bad, actually. Dr. Madnar is in the underground dungeon. Ay, ay, ay. Oh yeah, the gimmick with building 2, by the way, is that elevator that I'm using right now can only go up. And up here on the rooftop, there's a separate elevator that we will get to at some point that only goes down. The building 2 is where the original Metal Gear starts to kind of, you know, fall apart a little bit. Not completely fall apart, but it starts to show signs. We will come back to when the game completely falls apart, because there is absolutely a point where that happens. But we'll get there when we get there. We're not there yet. Card 5, thank you. Let me in. Oh my god. You know what else I really don't like is having areas of the game where it's just guaranteed full alert. I can't speak anymore. The entire time you're in it, like that rooftop. So yeah, this elevator, like I'm pressing the up key right now. Can you hear it? I'm pressing it as hard as I can so that hopefully my mic picks it up. This elevator doesn't go up. So if I ever want to go back up, I'm gonna have to go like all the way to the basement and like trek across the entire basement and then find the elevator that goes up. And then once I've done that, if I ever want to go back down from wherever I'm at, I'm gonna have to go up to the roof, go across the whole rooftop, take this elevator back down. Building 2 starts to bring in that padding, you know, that how can we squeeze more time out of a playthrough sort of thing. That was very, very common in the 80s. Like just doing the most random shit to like extend the game's life was such a problem for games like this coming out in the late 80s. He's sleepy. I'm glad that he fell asleep while he was walking forward. Stalker 2. Stalker 2, I'm not going to say is coming out this year. Which I say that because okay, here's the deal with Stalker 2 if you're out of the loop. Because I've been waiting for Stalker 2 for years since they first revealed it. I think it was like 2021 they revealed it and said it was coming out like early 2022 was the original release, if I remember right. You'll need a compass to cross the desert. Thank you. And the reason that I don't want to like put the pressure on 4A Games with that one is 4A Games is based in Ukraine. So, you know, I don't think I necessarily need to like spell it out entirely, but obviously there are some complications with being a developer based in a large city in Ukraine as of the last couple years. You know, there's something that's kind of slowing down the development a little bit more than, you know, it would be in other circumstances. So I'm kind of just like, Stalker 2 is one where I'm like, that will come out when it's ready, and who knows when that's gonna be. You should be able to contact Jennifer from the Resistance on frequency 120.48. Jennifer will provide you with direct support, but she's very proud. Unless you're really high class, she won't respond. Well, I just so happen to be very high class. Is she the one? Hold on. She might be. Hold on. So I get into this in specifics in the Metal Gear 1 review, but for anyone who might not have watched that, who might not have heard the rant about this room here, actually, and maybe Jennifer, if I'm right, these guys are indestructible. Except for one thing in the game that can destroy them. And there's someone in the game who I think might be Jennifer, if I'm remembering right, who cannot be contacted unless you're top class. That is included if this is the woman I'm thinking of. And for whatever reason, she's the one that you need to get into contact with to kill these two. I don't remember who tells you that. I think it might be like if I call Big Boss here. Oh, I can't even call Big Boss. Somewhere in the game, they tell you like you need to call Jennifer to be able to defeat those two. And if I'm remembering right, Jennifer can only be called if you are standing in this exact room. No, I'm not joking. Am I right? It might not be Jennifer. It might not be Jennifer. Maybe you have to like hit the prior trigger for it. Hold on, I did pull up all the radio frequencies. Or was it Diane, maybe? Hold on, let me try Diane again. It's been a while. Come in. No, nothing from Diane. Let me try Kyle Schneider, resistance leader. No one is responding to my calls. Let me try a couple of those in this room. Still nothing from Kyle Schneider. Okay. Oh, Diane! Wait, this is Diane. Bloody Brad, who's protecting the door, is indestructible. Run away. Yeah, okay, so it was Diane. I did get into contact with her during my initial playthrough then. Now... Oh, wait, it was 4-8? Hold on, when I was in here, I tried 7-8. My memory is evidently awful. This is why we write... Oh my god, it is her. I'll prepare the rocket launcher for you. Come and get it. Yeah, you can only call her in this room. And she just says, I'll give you the rocket launcher. Come get it, right? Thankfully, I've been through this bullshit before. So we're gonna save a lot of time here compared to when I initially played. The rocket launcher, she just says, come get it. Where do you get it? Who the fuck knows? Where is that thing? Come and get it. I happen to know that the rocket launcher, after that call, spawns in this room here. What key? And I don't have the key for it. I need to progress more, apparently. There is one more. I didn't mention it in the review. There is another door in this game that literally, like, the door does not open with any key cards. It opens by calling Jennifer while standing directly in front of it. You know what? I take back what I said earlier. I think building 2 is when Metal Gear 1 falls apart. The first building of this game is actually good. Like, damn good. Building 2, it kind of goes to shit. It just kind of becomes like, how was I supposed to figure any of this out without like buying one of those old guidebooks that just straight up tells you how to play through oh, I just hit my mic directly. Tells you how to play through the entire game. You guys remember those? You guys remember having those? I do. That was a bad time for me to drink water. That one was on me. It's this door, I think. I remember it being on this floor, and it was like up in the corner. Was it this door? Oh my god, my memory. Thank god. I'll open the door. Yeah, this door, no key card required. You just have to call her when you stand in front of it. Oh, and it's the compass to cross the desert with. That's right. So it's a mandatory item to leave building 2 as well. Guidebooks were a neat thing. They were. Especially because for some games like this, and I remember we were talking about the original Zelda on my stream once, and how there is like the final dungeon, well, not the final. the structure for the original Zelda is like you have to go through all 8 of the dungeons to open up the 9th one, which is the final one. So I think it's like dungeon 8 in the original Zelda. You can find it by this one tree in the overworld. If you burn it down with a candle, reveals the staircase to like the penultimate dungeon of the game. Which nowadays you're just like, what? How would I know to do that? But it's because back in the day, there was the Nintendo hotline where they had a phone number that you could call. I shit you not. If you don't know the lore on this one, there was a phone number that you could call, a hotline, literally, where you could ask for tips on how to get through Nintendo's first party games. Like the old Metroid or The Legend of Zelda, for when you got stuck. So a lot of old games do kind of have this shit where it's like, unless you had the guidebook or like, you know, the Nintendo hotline or whatever, how would you figure this out? Just there was no way that like I would be a kid in the late 80s playing this game and I would get stuck in front of this door that I can't open with any of my key cards. And I would think to myself, oh yeah, let me call Jessica while standing in front of this door. That might do it. No, I wouldn't think that. Why would I think that? Like, there are numbered key cards in the game. You know what a rational person would think? You know what I thought when I was playing it the first time? Oh, I need a higher level card. I went off to go find it. Took me a long ass time to realize that I was running in circles and getting nowhere, and then I Googled it, and sure enough, call Jessica while standing in front of it. I used the hotline a couple times. When I was a kid, like really little, I didn't know that it existed. And by the time that I did know, like years later, it was no longer in service because like the internet was around. Who's Jessica? A Resistance member on the radio. That's about all I got. Oh, this is the elevator that goes up. Remember when I was saying that the elevators that go up and down are horse shit? Here we are. I need to go to the other elevator that's on the other side of the floor. Oh, was it Jennifer? Hold on, is her name Jennifer? Jennifer. I was saying Jessica. My bad. Jennifer. I genuinely somehow changed the name in my head to Jessica. Okay. The elevator's this way. Yeah. Oh, he always falls asleep. Badass. I'm not gonna complain. Forget this memorable character. There's a floor trap here. There it is. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Son of a bitch. Okay, here's the real question. What did I even like? I set a checkpoint here. Okay. Because the elevators act as like your continue points. The last time you were in an elevator shaft is where you'll load back to on death. So I thought like everything I just did since I came back to this floor, I have to redo. But no. I accidentally went to the other elevator, which seemed like a bad thing at the time. Dead again. It's easy to die if I don't have rations equipped. Right, sorry. I thought I lost all of this floor's progress, but in fact, I only lost that very last bit going back across to the elevator. All that to say, I'm getting pretty long-winded today. You know what's great? I'm probably recording a voiceover tonight. Assuming I get the script done in time, which I probably will. I'm on track to finish that script tonight and record it tonight. So I might not have a voice tomorrow. We'll see. Because right now, my voice is not feeling too healthy. And I know I've got at least... Well, assuming... that I'm right about the schedule tonight. I think I've got like an hour of recording in my future. I'm fucking dead. How do I... Oh no. Okay, I see how I feel dumb. I feel really dumb. I see it. There is a little like cubby on the left-hand side. That's how I make it in one run. I get it. I'm also learning how to stealth. I have been forgetting how to sneak. That's just a thing that I feel like happens when I play through a Metal Gear game at this point. The further in I get, the less sneaky I get. Because I get all this gear and larger health bar, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm a bit of an action hero now. I can just sprint around quickly. I think I also get like impatient near the end. Like at the beginning, I'm uber patient. By this point, I'm kind of like, let's keep it moving. Let's go. Oh, you guys just see me. I guess. No combat music. I had no idea they could see me. I remember there's a floor trap in here somewhere. I almost want to activate it now, but I'm scared. There. I remember this room because that thing killed me a lot. Oh! Spat me out in a great spot. I don't think I ever got into this room, did I? The one behind this guy? Did I get in here? Was this a waste? Oops, not the box. I didn't. I need at least a level 6 for that. No more alert. My objective is in the basement, but there's stuff to be found. There are doors to be opened that have not been opened. This one I've opened. Shit. What's over here? I don't think I got the door over here open either, actually. Hello? Another hostage. Thank you for helping me. The far end of the waterworks is connected to building 3. That it is. All right, that goes all the way up to building 3. You need an item to go into like the deep water, I'm pretty sure. Because hold on, like there's this water, but then if you go into the deep water, you start to like drown immediately. And my health is low and I don't want to burn a ration just to show it. So take my word for it, that darker water is like deep water. It will kill me. Can't go that way yet. I kind of realized that there's this up here and I don't think I ever came up here. Maybe I did. I don't think I did come up here. Oh, beautiful. What level are you? Level 6. Ow. Need your arm floaties. There's, could you imagine? It is just arm floaties. I don't know why he can't, you know, swim along the top of the deep water. But maybe there was just some like, yeah, it would be extra programming. I think that back in the day, I have no idea how games publishing worked back in the day. But like Konami was the publisher for Metal Gear from the start. Like this game was a Konami game even back then. It's not like they bought it after the fact. So I don't know if there was like any of that sort of stuff that we have today where it's like, yeah, we need you to put out a game. We need the money. Chop, chop. We need a product here. I would assume there was. There's no way that there wasn't, at least to some degree. This is Resistance Leader Schneider. This is the start of the gas room over. Thank you. Homeworld 3? I don't even know what that... Oh. Someday I'll get used to this new giant arm being in front of me, and I'll stop hitting it. That is gas. He wasn't lying. Space Marine 2 looks fun. I don't know if I'll buy it at launch, because I don't know what the like launch pricing is going to be like. But that game does look fun. The trailers look good. It doesn't look like it's going to be a masterpiece or anything, but it looks like one of those games that I'll play and I'll be like, yep, that was a good time. I'm glad I spent my money on this. Moving on. Right, because that elevator is the only one that goes up. See, I knew that info. I knew that. I remember some things from playing before. This is the shit that drove me crazy when I played the first time. At this point, I was just ready for... Oh! Hello! You fell into my trap? The real Dr. Madnar is on the second floor? Die, Foxhound! Ugh. Thankfully, I was prepared for that too, because that shit can be so annoying. Aha! Floor traps? Now I'm paranoid. Card 6. Top secret agent and soldier can't swim. He is special forces, but they never had him do any swimming in training, okay? You can't be mad at him. Uh-oh. I'm the fire trooper. I'll burn you to a crisp. Oh my god, that is huge. Hold on. Ow, I'm still... Ah, shit. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, this is sweet. I think I found more cheese. Remote controlled missiles for the win, baby. Hold on, there's other stuff down here. But the boss is dead. So I'll take it. Yeah, drinking water with my left arm is now incredibly awkward. Thanks to this big ass arm. I have to like turn to the right. To be fair, I would never really be drinking water with my left hand on stream. Because normally I take those opportunities where I don't really have to stop playing the game to get a quick sip. But with this game, using that old ass control scheme for a PC game, the movement is on the arrow keys. This was pre-WASD. Oh, does anyone actually know? Hold on, this is good retro gaming trivia. Hold on. I'll see who can get this. Does anyone know what game popularized the use of WASD as the movement keys? Anyone? Any guesses if not? Oh man, I forget that I can... Oh wait, I can carry more... Oh no, 20 might be the max still. Quake, it was Quake! That didn't take long. Half-Life is not necessarily wrong. I'll give you Half-Life. Okay, here's the real answer, in quotes, is Quake. But it's kind of weird. Quake didn't ship like in retail with WASD as its default control scheme. But pro players, like competitive players for Quake, way back, one of them in particular was like, hey, you guys, I've been using WASD for my movement, like the arrow keys, but just rebound. And I've been using my mouse to look around, because it was like the first proper 3D game. Or 3D FPS game, rather. Not 3D game entirely. And everyone was kind of like, that's crazy of you, god damn it. but people were trying it out like in the competitive scene and they were like, whoa, this is way better. But then Half-Life was like the first one that came out, and it's like retail straight out of the box control scheme was WASD and mouse look. And at the time it was kind of like, oh, this is a little weird. I don't know if I like this. But eventually people came around to it the more that they just played with it. So Half-Life isn't wrong. Like, Quake is the real answer in quotes. Quake was the origin of it. I think Carmack did. Of course he did. The dude was an alien. He would be the guy. I don't know if he did. If it was Romero, I would have been like, I'm sure that he would say that he did, but who knows if he actually did. John Romero seems like a really sweet guy, but sometimes I'm just like, some of the things he says are hard to believe. Especially because a lot of the other id guys from back then, sometimes Romero will like say something in like an interview or a book or something of the sort. And then the other id guys who were around back then will be like, that's just not true. We don't know why he would say that, because it's just not true. One of my favorite gags is from Civi 11 describing how absolutely ascended Carmack is. It is, he's just, I mean, if you know anything about John Carmack's background, the dude is not from this world. Like, he can't be. He's got the wildest background. He, like most geniuses and pioneers in the gaming space, is just generally a weird guy. Like, he seems like a nice guy, but he's just generally kind of weird. Like, when you do hear stories about him, like his background, it's just like, wait, what? That can't be true, but it is. Like, the thermite story is probably my favorite one, actually. If you don't know, TLDR on the John Carmack thermite story from his childhood, he was such a computer nerd when he was a kid that he made homemade thermite to break into his school and steal a computer from the lab. And he did it. Like that's a real story. He stole a school computer using thermite. It's something. A game journalist saying how terrible a game's controls were, and it was just it was either Alien, was it Resurrection or was it Trilogy? I've talked about that story before because I love that story. That one of those old Alien games did the dual analog thing before it was popular on that system. And there was a journalist who was like, this game is unplayable because the control scheme is so terrible. I can't even sit through a single session like this. And it was literally just like left thumbstick to move, right thumbstick to aim your camera, square to reload your gun. That actually had bad controls. Okay, it might have been Resurrection then. But it was one of those old like Alien FPS games on PS1. Oh my God! Sorry. This game just makes me feel like that sometimes. What a Chad. I contemplated about stealing computers from my school as well, but did you make homemade thermite to bust in and do it? That's where Breaking Bad got it. It's John Carmack cannot be from the same planet that I am. I refuse to believe that he is. Because this is also the guy who, like, wrote the Quake engine. Just, like, from scratch. You know. the guy who made, like, not the first, but one of the first proper 3D game engines. Just with his engineering knowledge, he sat down and he made it work. You combine that, which is crazy enough, right, with, you know, making homemade thermite as a child. Just casually making homemade thermite because he knew how to do that. Where do you learn how to make thermite? How did he know how to do? I didn't know how to make thermite when I was a kid. I had a teacher in high school, a chemistry teacher in high school, who genuinely taught us how to make, like, not taught us as in taught us to do it, but taught us as in, you know, avoiding accidents in chemistry labs, how to make things like mustard gas. I don't know how to make thermite. Not even that guy taught me that. How do you make thermite? How do you just make homemade thermite? What kid knows how to make thermite with whatever he finds around the house? What? Created the most efficient methods of rendering polygons from scratch on the first go. Yeah, that's probably the better thing to say about the Quake engine. It wasn't the first proper 3D gaming engine, but when it came out, it was by far the most efficient on hardware. Like, it took the least resources to do what it was doing. And the dude just, like, sat down with a computer and engineered that from his brain. When you think about things like that, it really is like, what? How do people just do that? I actually, when I was in college, I knew a guy who was in the game development program at my school. He was in the game dev degree path. If you don't know my school background, university, I went for game design, but design and dev are two different things, right? Two different skill sets to learn. There's a lot of overlap, but there's differences. And I know that at my university, for the game dev degree path, one of the classes, like, I think junior year or sophomore year level classes, had a final project where you had to write a game engine from scratch. And it made me so happy that I was in design and not dev. Because I was like, fuck that. There's no way in hell I would be able to do that. The game's control setup is its most terrifying element. Oh my god. This is the review. The alien review. So this was Resurrection. You found the review. The left analog stick makes you move forward, back, and strafes left and right, while the right analog stick turns you. I love this review so much because the guy genuinely is like, this is so terrible. I can't even wrap my head around this. But I love talking about that because people will be like, oh yeah, Halo like brought dual analog to gaming. And I'm like, yes, but also no. Because it wasn't the first. It was the first to like popularize it. It was the first to like actually kind of land it. But it was not the first. There was one. Oh, hold on. There's more. And be used to look up and down. Too often you'll turn to face a foe and find that your weapon is aimed at the floor or ceiling while the alien gleefully hacks away at your misdirection. To be fair, the game was hard. Not Alien Trilogy hard, but it was hard. I can imagine that if you were struggling with the dual analog setup, it would have been so much worse. John Carmack built VR in a cave with a box of scraps. I missed that until just now. He feels like that kind of guy. He feels like gaming's Tony Stark, genuinely. Where it's just like, how does he know? How does he just do this? And the VR comment, for those who don't know his, like, you know, resume, he was one of the founders and lead engineers on Oculus after he stopped developing games themselves. He went to work in founding and engineering, you know, the most successful VR headset on the market. That also got bought by Facebook. So yeah, he's kind of a guy. He's genuinely someone who's like, how do people like this exist? Like, how are there people out there like that and I'm like this? You know, sometimes it's just shocking. But hello, Raiden. He's him. He kind of is him. He unironically is kind of him. I won't disagree with it. Like, I'm over here and I'm like, yeah, I can like write a pretty good script for game reviews. I have a design background, which helps me a lot with like actually picking things apart. And that definitely helps with the writing. The editing could be better if I didn't do weekly. Like, you know, skill set is there, time is not. I wonder what would happen, or not what would happen, but how people would react if I shared some videos that I've edited for other people, like as contract work. Because the shift between like my very simple editing for my videos and what I've done for contract, like what I can do editing wise, is jarring. To be fair, for my videos, a lot of the not doing it part is more in terms of like it doesn't really fit this style of video. Like the more laid back editing kind of lends itself better to what I do anyway. But I think that I definitely, through my reviews, undersell my editing skill set a lot. Because I can edit pretty good, actually. Oh shit, you're kidding me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That unironically has just become like a tagline at this point. Or sorry, not unironically, sorry. Unintentionally became a tagline. Like I used to just say it because it was a good transition out of the intro, right, into the actual bulk of the video. And then I just kept using it like every video because it was just the best transition that I had. And now I've just gotten to the point of embracing it and putting it in like, you know, the announcement posts for like the community tab or like Twitter for new videos being up. It's just genuinely gotten to the point of like, yeah, this is just a thing that I say. Oh God. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. Look at my rations. I never caught this when I played the game the first time. Is this like a one-off thing? I don't want to get rid of it now. The numbers are completely overlapping the sprite for the actual item. Like with black box. Hold on. Is that? No. Okay. Yeah, it's sprite stuff. I could get into it. It's not that complicated, but transparent sprites were expensive. Sprites were tile based. Clearly the other sprite is still underneath it, but transparent was a lot on an 80s computer that was already rendering everything else that this game is. And so I guess that since this was the only item in the like actual item or sorry, equipment inventory that has more than one digit, they were kind of just like, eh, fuck it. Let it just overlap. Most people won't notice, right? I didn't even notice until just now. Genuinely. Whoa. The Chole in videos and the Chole on stream seems like different people. I have talked about that before. Because when I first started doing the Armored Core streams, after getting so far into that review series, I kind of had multiple moments where I would say some wild shit and then be like, man, this must be a jarring transition. You know, the illusion is shattered that I'm like this thoughtful, well-spoken individual who's very, you know, laid back, just kind of talks about things. You go to stream and depending on the day, you might catch something crazy. Doug DeMuro's this. You come to stream and I'm stuttering through everything I'm saying and I'm just rambling about God knows what for hours on end. One of my streamer friends a bit ago, I don't remember exactly how she phrased it. Like, I wish I could remember the exact wording of it because I thought that it was really funny. But she said something to the extent of like, genuinely, she said something to the extent of like, I wish I had your mental issues and not mine. Which was in reference to the ADHD and the insomnia. Because she has chronic fatigue. So it was mainly the insomnia. We were talking about sleep issues. Because I have issue where I can't sleep. She has issue where she can't not sleep. A lot of the time. And so it was specifically about the insomnia to begin with, but then she was like, and like you just, like your brain just goes and goes. Like on stream, you stream, I stream more than her like in the week, but also just in the day even. Because this was when I was doing 4 hours a day before I even cut it back to 3.5, which is still a lot. But she was like, you just, somehow you don't run out of things to talk about. And I was like, I know. It's terrifying. I was like, you know why I can't sleep? I can't run out of things to think about. I keep, my brain keeps me up all night. It's horrifying, actually. But, you know, like, I guess I do get more done in a week because of it. I'm Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar. My daughter Ellen is a hostage. Unless you help Ellen, I won't tell you anything about Metal Gear. Ellen is being held in the basement of Building 1. Please help her. I actually, like, I genuinely forgot about this until just now. Sometimes I will say that. And, you know, it's like exaggerative. I actually completely forgot about this. Now that I have found the real, not decoy Dr. Madnar, we have to run back to the basement of Building 1 to go and help his daughter before he'll give us jack shit. Remember when I was talking about padding in the 80s? Common theme in the videos. Will only continue to be a common theme on the streams, apparently. But yeah, anything from olives to furry porn is a good way to put it. Which, to clear my own name, for people who are like, wait, olives to what? It was when the Twitch TOS changes happened with the art stuff a few weeks ago. I was talking about how if you went to the art page that day, I was giving my personal experience with going to the art page that day, where I had seen some furry art. Very cultured, you know, in one way. Not to everyone's preference, not to my preference. But I saw some shit that day on the Twitch art section. Rocket launcher. I was wondering if I'd be able to do this now. This will actually be nice to have done. Wish I had that skill. The not being able to sleep thing. It definitely, like, from talking to her. This is false, by the way. I'll just drop it. She talks about her fatigue on stream sometimes. It's not like it's a secret. Or maybe the not talking. But from talking to her about her fatigue, it has made me kind of like, oh yeah, it probably is like, if I had to choose between my body needs more sleep than like most people do, or I can't sleep like consistently, like I can't get good quality sleep, I would probably take the insomnia between those two, because as shitty as it is, as awful as my body feels some days when I've been on like a bad streak, it does lead to me getting more done in the week. Like, I do get up in the middle of the night and work on stuff when I can't sleep, because if I wake up, like, I'm up and I know that I'm not going to be able to sleep if I just like lay there. So I'll get up and I'll do some stuff for like 30 minutes, an hour, and then I'll go back to trying to sleep. Okay, the rocket launcher. Do I have to call her every time? I don't remember how to do this, but I clearly need more ammo. What was her frequency? 4-8. I've heard Metal Gear 1 and 2 are so hard. Is that true? Metal Gear 1 is harder. They're both hard. They're not like insanely hard. I do have to call her every time. You're shitting me. The thing with Metal Gear 1 and 2 is that they're kind of bullshit. Like, they are hard in a way that is not just like, oh, the game is difficult. It's like, oh, the game is kind of unfair at times. And by kind of, I mean like the game is unfair at times. There's value to them. Like, I would especially say if you like the Metal Gear Solid games and you've never played the classic, like, first two, Metal Gear 1, story-wise, you can get all the value out of Metal Gear 1 from watching a recap video. And even Metal Gear 2 might be the same way, but I would probably say it's not to the same degree. But Metal Gear 1, like, you can get the story from watching a quick recap. Bitch, where is my rocket launcher? Where is it? I need it. I don't know if you know this, but like, I can't kill them without it. Where did I get these 2 rockets from? What? Oh my God. It happened in real time. It's the normal ammo box. It's not that I go pick up a rocket launcher over and over. Oh, okay. Okay, things have changed. Metal Gear 2, I would recommend. 2 is a lot less bullshit. There's still some. 2 has its problems, but it's a lot better in that sense than the first game. Its game design in general is also a lot better. Maybe I can just farm these guys for it. Hold on. Two has a lot going on story-wise too, like a surprising amount for being from the year that it is. Would I play both before the Solid games? I'll be getting subsistence for PS2, and it comes with Metal Gear Duology. I mean, it's one of those where it's like, you don't need to play the first one, but in that case where like it comes packaged with the game that you're getting anyway, then yeah, like at least give the first game a shot and see if you like it. There are a lot of frustrating moments playing Metal Gear for the first time. Like even this run through right now, today, I've missed a lot of stuff that would piss me off a lot. only because I played it for the review already, so I know when those things are happening. Some of them I've forgotten, like this giant backtrack that I'm going to do after the rocket launcher thing. Oh, wait a second. But for the most part, I have been like, okay, this is bullshit, but thankfully I know what to do to just get past it quickly. But like even getting this rocket launcher is bullshit. Just, it is. Okay, can 8 rockets do it? Do I have to? Oh my god, it went through them. Okay. Let me get the alert to die down. Is Metal Gear 2 a solid game? No, that's a different game. Come on now. But yeah, if it comes packaged with Metal Gear 1 and 2, I would give Metal Gear 1 a shot. I wouldn't hard commit to playing through it, but I would give it a shot. I think it's worth it to at least see if you enjoy it and might want to play through it all the way. The alert dropped. Okay, interesting. I can just slip in there and goodbye alert. The more you know. Yeah, Metal Gear 1 is a much harder sell. The second game, like when I went into the second one, I was kind of surprised, I was surprised because I was expecting a lot of the bullshit from 1 to be there, and some of it was, but not as much. Not anywhere near as much. Like maybe half as much. Metal Gear 2 review. Linked in the pinned comment, by the way. You know, top of the chat. Wink wonk. Full thoughts. Good 20 minutes. The story section is at the end, and I do just kind of run through the cliff notes of all the important stuff. So, you know, spoiler warning and all that, but the first, like, 15 minutes of that video, spoiler free, I think. Mostly, if I recall. It's crazy how I only finished editing that thing like 2 days ago, and I can't even remember if there's spoilers in the first like half of the video or not. There shouldn't be. Wait, why is he back? Oh my god, I have to kill both of them in one go. The other one, oh my lord. Isn't Metal Gear 2 a not Kojima game? No. Snake's Revenge is a not Kojima game, which was the sequel made exclusively for North American NES release. And then Metal Gear 2 was a Kojima game that was made exclusively for an MSX Japanese release. Metal Gear 2, I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but I had to play the Japanese version to play like the original. There are re-released versions of it, but weirdly none that are sold on their own, by the way. The only way to get like the later retranslated re-released versions is like in bundles with other Metal Gear games. Stuff like the Master Collection or like MGS3 Subsistence, that was right. I got confused for a second. The Metal Gear Solid 2 PC port is called Substance. So there's Subsistence and Substance. For a second I was like, am I saying the wrong thing? Like you can only get the retranslated versions in those. So it's kind of weird, but I wanted to play the original version just because like I didn't want anything to be different because it got retranslated or anything like that. And I'm glad because the original version has plot elements that later get retconned or changed by the Metal Gear Solid games. And so now, knowing that going in, I'm like, okay, I get to specifically mention this detail in the Metal Gear 2 video. And then when I do later videos, I can specifically point to like this thing retcons this thing from the previous game, because even Kojima is not above a little sloppy storytelling once in a while. And retcons are just fun to bring up when they just randomly later on are like, actually this specific detail from the older game is different now. I always like bringing stuff like that up. It's interesting to me. It is about that time. Substance is the better version of MGS2. I don't know if it's better or worse than what's in the Master Collection. I haven't looked yet. I know that pretty much across the board with the Master Collection, all of the games, the Master Collection games are never a downgrade from the original release of the game, to my understanding. But from what I know, most of the games in the Master Collection have better versions available than what the Master Collection offers. And at least so far for Metal Gear 1 and 2, that is true. Like, just playing the GOG version for Metal Gear 1 is better. And at least for my purposes, playing the original MSX release for 2 was better. Just because of, like, I didn't want something that was rewritten later on to, like, fit retcons that happened down the line. I wanted the original version. So, anyway. I hope you guys enjoy. If you did enjoy, and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub. Come back another time if you're new. We're doing this. We're doing the Devil May Cry series, all S ranks. We're doing the Armored Core series, 100%. We're doing the Ace Combat series, all on the hardest difficulty. Feel free to come back for any of it. Also, if you enjoyed, feel free to go ahead and leave a like. Helps out a lot with algorithm and stuff, so I'd appreciate it. Thank you if you've done so already. Thank you if you're about to do so. Before you leave, in the pinned comment, I just mentioned it like 5 minutes ago, but the Metal Gear 2 review went up today. It's right there. I think it's the whole playlist that I linked. I don't think I linked specifically the video. So if you've missed like the Snake's Revenge video or something, or maybe even the video on this game, feel free to check those out there as well. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you always back here next time. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.